cause of your roof symptoms. Now cough for me? Good. We don't ignore your roof's issues, we address them. Let's just take care of this right here. Helping your roof to become the best version of itself. Interesting that you would say that. How does that make you feel? So call Pelican Roofing for your free roof checkup today.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
Is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. The Cowboys tonight seek to run their winning streak to 4 when they visit the Lions in the first game of NFL Week 14. Detroit's dropped 3 of 5, is 8th in the NFC, game and a half out of the final NFC wildcard spot, and its defense will have to worry about much more than Dallas receivers CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, explains our Harry Douglas.
They're not one-dimensional like they've been in the past. They run the football effectively. I believe they're 13th in rushing the football right now. Javonte Williams, he is 10th in the top 10 in the National Football League in rushing. So there's this balanced attack. Brian Schottenheimer, he's sending guys in motion. Kevontae Turpin, he's giving the defense eye candy, something else to think about before the balls actually snap.
Cowboys are 2 out of the final NFC wildcard spot. Detroit receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown, ankle injury, game-time decision. Offensive lineman Penei Sewell, Taylor Decker, Graham Glasgow all expected to play. Eagles defensive end Jalen Carter underwent a procedure on both shoulders. He won't play Monday night versus the Chargers. Alabama football coach Kalen DeBoer denying interest in the Penn State head coaching vacancy.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy. Coming up Friday, I'll tell you why the Chiefs dynasty could end with a loss to the Texans this week. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's ride! Woo!
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. I'm Matt.
You're a loser, Matt.
Shut up, kid. Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Oh. And a Mr. Toby Tom. Play. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Latest on some recruits, LSU coaching staff, my trip that'll be here. A lot to do. Let us begin as we do every single day.
It's time to pop the top on another edition of AFR with Bud Light. Drink easy.
All right, the early signing period got underway on Wednesday, and it was eventful. The Tigers got pen to paper on 10 recruits. There were 5 more commits that we were waiting on what would happen with them, and then there was the possibility as well, as a lot of the those super awesome recruiting people predicted, that LSU would land a quarterback, a flip from South Carolina in Landon Duckworth. That did not happen today. All right, so let's get into all of this here. We'll check some boxes and get you caught up on everything as it all played out. Okay, first and foremost, proud to say that I beat the LSU Twitter by 8 minutes. It is official now that Richard Anderson is, in fact, a done deal. So the 5-star number 1 defensive tackle in America out of Edna Carr, Richard Anderson, sent in his paperwork today. He is officially an LSU Tiger. So I had a conversation this morning with Bryce Brown, who is Richard Anderson's coach at Edna Carr, and what he told me is, if you just go back, I'll give you the Cliffs Notes version. So Anderson was going to delay his signing just because of the uncertainty around the staff, right? Is Blake Baker going to be on staff? If Blake Baker leaves, Kevin Peoples or Kyle Williams be on staff? The defensive line coach is there. And then the uncertainty around Frank Wilson. So there was just a lot of uncertainty. He wanted to take some time. On Tuesday night, Bryce Brown, Big Rich's representatives, all these young guys have agents. So they met with Kiffin, Blake Baker, and Billy Glasscock, the new GM, Tuesday night. Apparently, everything went really well. Richard was going to sign on Wednesday. Everyone reported he did at his signing. He said he was picking LSU. Do you still have that announcement? So Richard Anderson made the announcement that he was sticking with LSU, signing with LSU, signed the paperwork, but then LSU never officially reported it. Well, had a conversation this morning with Bryce Brown from Edna Carr, who said like it was just a clerical thing with the GM change from Austin Thomas to Billy Glasscock. It was a clerical thing, and so they just didn't get the paperwork in. Rich had he had testing today, and then after the testing, he was going to sign and send it in. So that is now official. Richard Anderson, number one defensive tackle in the country, is officially an LSU Tiger, which is fantastic news. And there were really two cornerstones of this class with Anderson and Lamar Brown. So one of them now is officially on board. Lamar Brown is the other, and a similar situation where he was waiting to see what was going to happen with the coaching staff. And I think that's completely understandable. As a matter of fact, Lamar was a guest on ESPN's College Football Live and explained, you can hear it from him, why he didn't sign on Wednesday.
I needed time to see where I really want to be and get close to this new coaching staff. Like I said, I wasn't really recruited by them from the previous place they was at, but just felt like I just needed time and not actually like lock in, just thanking God for this moment.
It's not a bad thought. I think everyone can understand. This is another thing that the college football calendar has sort of mucked up when a new staff is here on Sunday and less than 72 hours later, these young people really, less than a little more than 48 hours later, they're having to decide, am I going to sign and stay committed? You sign at the school, the staff, the coach. What if hypothetically, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but play a hypothetical with me. What if Blake Baker gets at one of these head coaching jobs we're talking about, Tulane, Memphis, and they bring in a new defensive coordinator who runs a 3-4? That changes a lot what Lamar Brown may want to do. It's probably beneficial to have yourself a conversation. And again, there's no LOIs anymore, the National Letter of Intent. You just sign grant and aid paperwork. So you could do it in this portal, or in this early signing period window, or you can take your time and wait until the semester begins and take the month of December, get to know this staff, and then just enroll in school, sign your grant and aid paperwork, and enroll in school in the middle of January and go through spring ball. So I think it's actually a prudent thing for these guys to do. Like, take your time, gather information. That's a smart thing to do. Don't be impulsive. He was asked, by the way, if he was going to take other visits.
Quickly, any other visits you've got in mind or a timeline here for your recruitment?
Oh, no, sir. I would not take no more visits.
No visits. And what I don't mind sharing with you today is Lamar. There's a ceremony at U High Friday at 12:30, and what I've been told is that in that ceremony, Lamar Brown is going to sign with LSU. So for everyone who's a little nervous and apprehensive, I've had multiple different people close to Lamar today and close to the situation telling me that Lamar is going to sign with LSU on Friday at, I think, I'm almost positive it's 12:30. Now, those things can change as far as what time they're actually going to do it, but it's supposed to be in the gym at U High on Friday. So they're anticipating Lamar Brown will send his paperwork in and be the second 5-star member of this class, both on the defensive line, joining Richard Anderson, who's now official. The other piece of this class, I mentioned there were 5 commits after Wednesday that had not yet sent in their paperwork. they were, as you mentioned, it was Lamar Brown, Deuce Geralds, Trenton Henderson, Bryson Cooley, and Richard Anderson. Well, Anderson is now in, so we're waiting on the other 4. Lamar Brown is going to be Friday. Deuce Gerald's also going to be Friday and expected to sign with LSU. I was told today that's not expected to be anything funny. He's supposed to sign with LSU, which is going to be on Friday. Bryson Cooley, I do not know an update on Cooley. It's just that Billy Embody of On3 reported he'll sign Friday, choosing among LSU, Ole Miss, and Alabama. So I don't know what Bryson Cooley's intending to do. And then Trenton Henderson as well out of Pensacola is expected to sign on Friday as well. So we'll see what that decision is. The one that kind of went sideways was Dylan Purter. So Purter is the 4-star out of Alabama. He's a safety who today did not sign with LSU on Wednesday, and today signed with Florida. Now, he's a 4-star. He's the number 181 prospect nationally, the 15th best safety. And what I was told today is that this was a player that was processed out of the class. I hate using that phrase, processed or purged or however you want to say it, but there's no other way to say it. But it's just what happened. I mean, this is a guy who was committed to the former staff. The new staff comes in, and they make decisions if they're going to honor the offer for these prospects. And Lane Kiffin said it on Monday. You know, they weren't going to take guys just to take them. They weren't going to take guys just because they go to a certain school. They're going to do their evals, which I was told they got straight to on Sunday night and into Monday to determine who was going to have an offer. And so now you've seen 4 players that had been committed to LSU not signing with LSU. And those are players that were processed out of the class. That basically their offer from the previous staff was not honored by this staff, and Dylan Purter was the last. But he's a really good player. I mean, he's number 181 nationally. I mean, it's like Kenny Darby. Kenny Darby was, you know, out of Bossier's, fantastic receiver, one of the top 200 prospect nationally, whatever he is. And, you know, it just, this staff has a different idea of what they're looking for and than the previous one. And they've been really good in their evals. That's undeniable. With Kiffin and with Billy Glasscock, the GM, they've been really good at this part of it. And so they know what they're looking for in prospects, and it's their prerogative. It sucks. It sucks for these young people who had been committed, and you get right up on signing day, and then this happens. But I'll say it again, it's one of the benefits of an early signing period, because now these guys have time to find a new spot. Hopefully they'd continue engaging with schools, and they have options. And Dylan Purter had an option here. He had a great opportunity. He's going to play at Florida in the SEC, which is a great option for him. So Purter flips to Florida, signs with the Gators. And then the other prospect that we're keeping an eye on today is Landon Duckworth. Now, Landon Duckworth was a quarterback out of Alabama. He was a South Carolina commit, top 10 prospect, a top 10 quarterback prospect in the country. And LSU made a pass at him, and they got him on campus back for the Louisiana Tech game earlier this season. And on Wednesday, Duckworth did not sign with South Carolina. And all of the talk was, Wilt Fong and a lot of the national people predicted that Landon Duckworth was going to flip to LSU. Well, that did not happen. Landon Duckworth stuck with his commitment and signed with South Carolina. Hayes Fawcett and others were the first to be on that earlier today. So LSU still without a quarterback in this class, the 2026 class. And it's just very obvious, man. Lane Kiffin is going to have to go do work in the transfer portal, and be it one of the 2 quarterbacks at Ole Miss, if it's Chambliss or Simmons, or if it's going out and about and looking elsewhere, they're just going to have to go find quarterback numbers, because that is something you do not have right now after missing here on Duckworth. So that's the signing day update. Sam Spiegelman will be here in 1 hour, so kind of get a national perspective on this LSU class with Lane Kiffin. We'll talk about it with Sam and what else may come for the rest of the day and into Friday, which is when the early signing period ends. All right, it's after further review. Our show open every day is brought to you by Bud Light. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR, the official beer of the LSU Tigers, official beer of the New Orleans Saints as well. If you're in a festive mood, you want to celebrate with the Tigers or the Hootats, of course, you could pop one into your favorite retailer, and you'll find the officially licensed LSU cans in 16-ounce aluminum bottles. You find the officially licensed Saints cans as well, the black cans with the gold fleur-de-lis. You can find them at all great local retailers. It's Bud Light, the official beer of the LSU Tigers, the official beer of the New Orleans Saints. Make sure to raise a bud with our friends from Mockler Beverage and Bud Light, the official beer of AFR. All All right, y'all, it's After Further Review, and we are glad to have you hanging out with us here. I'm going to knock out a quick break, come back. The other sort of significant news involves the LSU staff. There was a report from Football Scoop last night about Austin Thomas that I want to get to and what his future may be, and up-to-date info on Blake Baker. I'll tell you what I know about both Tulane and Memphis pursuing the LSU defensive coordinator. We'll get to that next on AFR.
AFR.
It is Christmas time, y'all. That means it is time to get by Clegg's Nursery and get your Christmas tree. If you have not yet gotten your Christmas tree, they have an amazing selection over at Clegg's. Any of the 4 locations, Siegen Air Airline, LA 16 in Denham, Mid-City on Donmore, Garden Center on Greenwell Springs, they have an amazing selection of fresh cut Christmas trees, and there's plenty of time to add some festive spirit with a fresh tree. Great selection. I can speak to that firsthand. We were there on Friday. Poinsettias look awesome as well. That is a great way to add some Christmas spirit to your home or your office. And they have an outstanding selection. If you have not yet seen the Garden Center on Greenwell Springs, the poinsettia selection there, you got to go check it out. They have new shipments arriving darn near daily from their own greenhouses. So these are locally grown. It's Clegg's Nursery. Buy local, shop local. Tell them Matt sent you in to Clegg's Nursery.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
Investing in a new roof doesn't have to be overwhelming. At Pelican Roofing, we offer 0 interest for 21 months because everyone deserves a safe, secure home. Trusted, local, affordable. Pelican Roofing, making quality roofing affordable for South Louisiana families.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient. And you will have your pool in no time.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith with Locke Meredith Sean Fagan & Associates. We take great pride in educating our clients about their rights. Whether you're injured at work or while you drive, call our office at 272-5555. Knowledge is power, and you should know your rights after an injury.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan of Locke Meredith Sean Fagan & Associates. When insurance companies have been unfair, we've never been afraid to go to trial. Fighting hard to protect your rights, we never settle a case out of convenience.
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
Always shout out to Decision Critical, Blasian, the team. We appreciate them so much. DecisionCriticalBR.com, not just healthcare. It's healthcare for your lifestyle. Feeling under the weather, want to get an IV, they can come to you. Home, office, they can come to you for anything. They drew Drew's blood labs at our home on a Monday night a couple of months ago. They're just the best, from bringing home a newborn to end-of-life care. Maybe you get a difficult diagnosis. If you need their expertly trained nurses, it's Decision Critical. DecisionCriticalBR.com, DecisionCriticalBR.com. But don't let the BR fool you. They're all over Louisiana and about to open up their office in Dallas as well. So DecisionCriticalBR.com. Something that we probably knew, not probably, something we did know, quite literally the day that Lane Kiffin got on that private jet and landed in Baton Rouge, was that LSU was going to have a new general manager. Because Billy Glasscock, the Ole Miss general manager, was on that plane to Baton Rouge. And I think the one big question that remained is whether or not Austin Thomas would still have a role within the LSU football program or the athletic department. Well, Football Scoop on Wednesday night reported that Austin Thomas will not return to LSU football. Now, I don't think that's a great surprise. Again, Lane Kiffin actually told us that on Monday when he had his press conference. Lane Kiffin, he's talking about, this wasn't a bite about Billy Glasscock, but he talked about, when he landed at the airport and then, they're driving by Tiger Stadium and all that feeling of anxiety went away. And then he starts describing going in the building. Listen.
Then you walk into the facility and myself and the coaches, our general manager, like you walk in and I'm like looking around and I'm like, God, like it's like we're in the NFL.
So it wasn't a bite about the general manager, but he told you Monday, our general manager. Well, the general manager he was referring to there wasn't Austin Thomas. He was referring to Billy Glasscock. So, there's two sides of this. There's the Austin Thomas side of it, and then there's the what is LSU getting with Billy Glasscock side of it. So with Thomas, I think one interesting question that a lot of people have asked, understanding that from the beginning he was not going to be retained in the GM role, is would he have some role within LSU athletics? And there was this video I know that Michael Cobble posted on Sunday night of Lane Kiffin in his office, from the street level, kind of looking through the windows. And a lot of people thought they saw Austin Thomas in there and read that to believe that maybe Austin Thomas was in good stead and was going to return. That was not the case. Listen, I don't want to be salacious or spread rumors or misinformation, so I'm not going to do that. What I will say is when it was becoming clear Lane Kiffin was going to take the LSU job, and we talked about that here for several weeks, and it was a very strongly held feeling. It was also very clear that Austin Thomas was not going to be retained. Now, I don't know. I'm telling you candidly, I do not know the depth of whatever their fracture may be. But the thing that I would tell people often is, did you ever think of, because I think there was sort of this fan sentiment that, well, Austin and Lane have worked together, which is true. Austin was at Tennessee with Lane for a year, then went to Southern Cal with Lane before he left Southern Cal to come to Baton Rouge for the first time, and then was hired by Lane again at Ole Miss as his GM for 2 years in 22 and 23 before Austin came back to LSU for his third stint. So Lane Kiffin and Austin Thomas had worked together at 3 different places, at Tennessee, USC, and Ole Miss. And I don't know if it's because of the time in college football when Austin Thomas left. It was such a transformative time as schools were putting together and programs were putting together their NIL plan, how they budgeted money, how they allocated funds for the roster, how they evaluated. And so maybe it was a thing where Lane Kiffin looked and felt like Austin Thomas got some inside info and then went to a division rival. Well, there's no divisions anymore, conference rival, fine. But suffice to say, I think that was maybe not the best breakup, and that it was pretty obvious that Austin wasn't going to be retained in that role, which is fine. Again, I think every coach has the right, it is their prerogative to have the autonomy to hire their staff, on-field support staff, whatever they want to do. And they'll make good decisions and bad decisions, and we'll see how it all goes. And by the way, that a lot of people assume that was Austin Thomas in the office. Like, I was told that was not Austin. It doesn't, like, the guy with the shaved head is Joe Cox. And I think the other guy in the office was actually Charlie Weiss Jr. So I do not even think Austin Thomas was in the office right there. I think it would be very wise if at some point, I think it would be wise if at some point there was a debriefing. Like if Lane Kiffin went to Austin and said, okay, tell me about your recruits. Who's on your board? What are your needs? What does the NIL look like now? What does it look like next year? I mean, to get that debriefing would make a lot of sense. It would help ease the transition. I'm not sure there's been a lot of that going on over there from what I've heard, but in any event, this shouldn't come to anybody as a surprise that Austin is not going to be the general manager. The other big question is, would Austin remain somewhere within LSU Athletics administration? And it doesn't seem like that's going to happen either. See, Austin was a Scott Woodward hire. Remember, Brian Kelly even said this several times, like when he was asked about having a general manager. Now, he and Austin got along well and worked well together. But Brian Kelly said it's the reason I never went to the NFL. He wanted to manage his roster and recruit and develop talent and all that sort of stuff. In the NFL, the head coach doesn't have that autonomy. The GM largely does a lot of the personnel stuff in his staff. So Scott Woodward is the one that brought Austin here. So Scott Woodward's no longer here. The one spot that might make sense is you can look and say, well, Verge Osbury was a senior associate AD, and Verge was elevated to athletic director. So Verge's old job still is unfilled. So you're down someone, a key role in athletic administration. So maybe Austin could do that. But as I understand it, that's not the case. And listen, Austin's very good at what he does. I've told you this before many times on the air. I think the world of Austin Thomas. I think he's a brilliant guy. 10 years ago, Ed Ogeron made him the general manager. He was the first one to hold that title in college football. The general manager was very much ahead of the times. And there's a reason he keeps getting jobs at major programs all over the place. I mean, he's very good at what he does. He's also just a good man. So, whatever the riff with Austin and Lane Kiffin, maybe because Austin left Lane in the manner in which he left and left for LSU, whatever. I mean, that's for them to determine and not for, or to work out and not for you or me to know or care. What we do know, though, is Austin's not going to be back, and Billy Glasscock is now the general manager at LSU. I have never met Billy Glasscock, LSU's new general manager. And as a matter of fact, quite honestly, aside from just maybe casually hearing the name a couple of times, I don't know that I could have even pointed him out in a room. And they've only been here since Sunday, so I've not met him yet. I'm certain at some point that'll happen. But I have, over the last 3-4 days, spoken firsthand with people that have already met with LSU's new GM. And it makes sense, right? I mean, they're trying to put this roster together so in ahead of signing day. So they've had phone calls and face-to-face meetings with coaches and agents and current LSU staff members. So there's a lot. There's people from Ole Miss who know Billy Glasscock. So I've got a really good, I shouldn't say really good, but I've gotten some perspective on LSU's new general manager. And the phrases that keep being used are things like transparent and really bright and thorough. I had one agent tell me, I'll read you this text, said, Glasscock is really impressive, does a great job with the presentation of how he builds a roster and a staff. Also, that says Lane is authentic and transparent. That was an agent. A coach that spoke with them this week also said, used that word transparent, said he was a really good communicator. So early returns on LSU's GM are very good. And the other thing that I would point out is if you look at, and Billy Glasscock's tenure, he started in the early 2000s as an on-field assistant at the JUCO level and has just worked his way up. He's began in recruiting staff at Minnesota. He's been at NC State as well before going to Texas, where he was for 3 seasons under Sark before as director of player development before Lane hired him as the GM when Austin Thomas left. And you look at the last 2 recruiting classes at Ole Miss, they ranked 19th and 20th nationally, but they were 1 and 2 the last 2 years in the portal. So maybe even the most important part of that is what we were talking about a bit ago, which is how they evaluate players. And a big part of that was necessity at Ole Miss because you don't have unlimited resources, especially out of the high school ranks. So they have had to be really good at the evaluation. And as I understand it, that's something that Billy Glasscock kind of spearheads. And that's exciting because if you think of that, right, the ability to evaluate players. I mean, just think about what just happened here with 4 LSU commits kind of getting purged out of this class. They had to very quickly evaluate the commits that LSU had, decide who were they going to keep, who were they not going to honor those scholarship offers to, and which commitments did they have at Ole Miss that were interested in following to Baton Rouge that they were going to take. So they did a lot of work in a very short amount of time there. And we'll get to know more about LSU's new GM, but it's being widely reported now, of course, that what we already knew with Billy Glasscock coming in, that Austin Thomas will not have a role on the LSU staff, which, again, we've talked about for some time, but now it's being widely reported. All right, it's After Further Review. We're glad you're with us. Brought to you by Evamore, E-V-A-M-O-R, Evamore.com, Evamore.com. Drink Evamore, E-V-A-M-O-R, Evamore.com. By the way, I do want to give an update on what I know about Blake Baker, so we'll get to that in a bit. We got to go around the SEC. We'll have our fantasy blitz. A lot to get to here, but I will get to my my Blake Baker update for you as well. I'll tell you what we know. Hey, look, drink Evamore, natural artesian water. It's a healthier alternative. Stay hydrated. You want to make sure you stay healthy during cold and flu season. Make sure you stay hydrated. When it's cold outside, we forget to drink water. One of the reasons I love to carry around the big 64-ounce bottles with me, it just reminds me all day, like, drink water, stay hydrated. So you can get the 4-pack of the 64-ounce bottles at your favorite retailer. They got them at Rouse's, got them everywhere. You want to find a retailer near you, go to Evamore.com, E-V-A-M-O-R, Evamore.com. Hit the store locator on the drop-down menu. Type in your zip code, and it'll tell you exactly where the nearest store is to you where you can buy Evamore, or you can buy it online at Evamore.com. E-V-A-M-O-R, Evamore.com. Anna just spilled. Happens. Maybe I need a sippy cup. All right. It is AFR. We'll not get a quick break. We'll go around the SEC. By the way, Kalen DeBose, when he was meeting with reporters today ahead of the SEC championship game, was asked and did address for the first time the Penn State rumors. I'll let you hear what Kalen DeBose said when we come back after the break.
AFR.
YourGoodwood.com. YourGoodwood.com. Hey, peptides. You know, I love telling you about this amazing new product. Well, they're not new, but they're just sort of now coming in vogue. And over at Goodwood, they have incredible deals going on right now when it comes to peptides. So I've told you about my experience with BPC 157, helping with my back pain, injury recovery. It'd be amazing. It's a pentadeck of peptides, strand of 15 amino acids derived from gastric juice. It can help you if you have gut issues. I also take NAD Plus every day. Amazing for energy and your mitochondria. There's so many different peptides. We're talking about non-pharmaceutical options to help you heal and live your best, fullest life. Right now, this is through Monday. Right now through Monday. By 3 months, get 10% off. By 6 months, get 15% off of your peptide therapy at Goodwood. YourGoodwood.com.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Attention diesel mechanics. River Parish Contractors has an immediate full-time opening with benefits. Valid licenses and TWIC card is required to apply. Call or text Big Jake today at 985-479-9858 or go to rpcontractors.com and click on Apply Now. Come be part of the team that values hard work, has a high standard of excellence, and delivers projects on time and safely. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient, and the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly fuel. So why not go green while you save some green? I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and for more information, visit louisianapropane.com.
You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe. My whole team on wild.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Lock Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates has won for our clients over $175 million over the decades, but our greatest success is our clients who have chosen and trusted us to help them. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call. You've got nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan. If you get injured, you could be staring at medical bills, repair costs, and lost income. Life can be turned upside down. At Lock Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, we'll work to turn your world.
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
Alabama, Georgia getting ready for the SEC championship game on Saturday. Georgia certainly is in the college football playoff, win or lose in that football game. Bama could be a little more complicated if they lose. If they lose and it's a one-sided game, they get a third loss hung on them. There's some thought that what happened last year with SMU, where they lost the ACC championship game, still got in. A little different. Strength of schedule wasn't the same, but they were also only a one-loss team. So we'll see what happens here with that game. But one of the really interesting conversations that's starting to bubble up is Kalen DeBoer and Penn State. And I don't have any insight. I have no idea what's going on there. I don't cover Alabama day to day. I don't cover Penn State day to day. I'm just sitting here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, looking at that going, Penn State was the first job to open, and they still don't have a coach. If they wanted to promote their interim head coach, they could have done that already. And they've gone through this cycle, and there was these recent reports about Kalani Sitake, who then is staying at BYU. I kind of look at that Penn State situation, and I say, okay, well, what are you waiting on? Your season's over. All these other jobs have been filled. Like, what are you waiting on? Maybe someone in the NFL? Perhaps. I mean, I guess at this point now, at the signing period, there's no sense in rushing. Your interim coach, you can promote at any time. He'll take it whenever. It's not, honestly, that dissimilar from what happened, I think, at LSU in 2016, when they were so all in on Tom Herman. He ends up at Texas, and then Oliva just hurriedly raced Ed Ogeron to the podium. And my point then was, why? He's going to, no matter when you want to hire him, he's going to be there. He'll take the job anytime. Like, vet other candidates, see what else is out there. Don't just race someone to the podium. So Penn State's kind of doing that, but it does stand to reason, just logically thinking, is there someone they're waiting on? And maybe that someone is Kalen DeBoer. Maybe not. We've seen it happen before at Alabama, where you get outside. I guess Franchione was probably the most obvious example of that. A guy who was left TCU, went to Alabama for a couple of years, and then left to go back to the state of Texas when he took the A&M job, and that blew up on him. But I don't know. DeBoer's always felt like a weird fit there, and boy, they lost the Iron Bowl and missed the postseason for the second consecutive year, back-to-back 9-3 seasons. I think it really could have blown up on him a little bit. But DeBoer was asked about Penn State, and he didn't have much to say. But here's his answer.
We are extremely happy at Alabama. It's the first time I've been asked, so I appreciate you, Charlie. And we are extremely happy here. Love the challenge, love the grind, love this place. And there's never been any link. There's never been any conversation. There's never been any interest either way. And so I'm glad we can put that to bed right now.
Did he put it to bed? Muse.
I say yes. I say that's denial.
Oh, I disagree totally.
Oh.
There is no denial there. There is no denial. That is a non-denial denial. Give yourself a buzzer there, Muse.
Explain.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, he said there's never been any link. There is no link. No interest on either side.
He said that he loves Alabama. He loves the place. Didn't say I'm staying at Alabama. Didn't say play Dan Lanning. Get Dan Lanning.
All right, let me get it. Hold on.
Get Dan Lanning, and you will see the contrast here. I want you to contrast what a denial is. A denial is Nick Saban saying, I'm not going to be the Alabama coach. Then he became the Alabama coach. A denial is Dan Lanning saying, yeah, I'm not leaving Oregon. Period. As long as we win, I'm going to be the Oregon coach. So let's hear DeBose again. I don't need you guys. Just come on. Give me DeBose again.
We are extremely happy at Alabama. It's the first time I've been asked, so I appreciate you, Charlie. And we are extremely happy here. Love the challenge, love the grind, love this place. And there's never been any link. There's never been any conversation. There's never been a conversation. Any interest either way. And so I'm glad we can put that to bed right now.
He didn't say, I'm not going to be Penn State's coach. He said there's never been a conversation. There's never been a link. Never been an interest. Doesn't mean there won't be. Doesn't mean there won't be a conversation. Just to say there has never been. That's the thing about plausible deniability. Agents have those conversations to offer their client plausible deniability. So they could say, I've never had a conversation with Penn State. Okay. If he had said, I'm not leaving Alabama, that's how you definitively deny. You can have a strong non-denial denial, and that might border on a strong non-denial denial, but make no mistake, friend, that is a non-denial denial by Kalen DeBose. He has left the door open there. It is after further review. Well, I would love to see him leave there. God, I would love to see him leave there. Lose on Saturday, leave on Sunday. That'd be so good. Arco.com, Arco.com, A-R-C-C-O, Arco.com, Arco Power Systems. I know hurricane season is past, and thank goodness we didn't have a major storm here hit the Gulf, but, you know, we've seen snow last year. We've seen ice storms. We see a stiff breeze that can knock power out. What happens to your business if power goes out? Let's not find out. Let Arco Power Systems help. This is a Generac industrial generators. They will install these standby generators for your business, for your commercial or industrial facility. Arco.com. It's all turnkey. They can sell, service, install, and rent your Generac automatic standby generators. A-R-C-C-O, Arco.com, Arco.com. I'm going to tell you, you might be thinking, yeah, Matt, but my business is in Shreveport. Doesn't matter. My business is in Lake Charles. Yep. My business is in Winnie, Texas. Awesome. Because Arco serves businesses north to Little Rock, east to Mobile, west to San Antonio. They got offices everywhere. Arco.com, A-R-C-C-O, Arco.com. Okay, do it every day about this time. Let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, bringing you the biggest news from the nation's best conference, the Kentucky Wildcats.
Former LSU offensive coordinator Joe Sloan has been hired as the new offensive coordinator at Kentucky under head coach Will Stein. Sloan had been with LSU since Brian Kelly showed up before the 2022 season, has been the OC the last 2 years. He was dismissed after 8 games this season. Joe Sloan headed to the Bluegrass.
The Georgia Bulldogs.
Kirby gave a few injury updates before the SEC championship game. Center Drew Bobo still not determined how his injury will be handled. Running back Bo Walker had surgery. He'll miss the game. Running back Chauncey Bowen's doing good at practice. Tight end Ethan Barber off his scooter doing some individual work. And wide receiver Taylor looks like he's ready to contribute again.
Texas A&M!
Carson Baker, 2026 running back, has committed to Texas A&M. He's a 4-star out of Georgia. Didn't have A&M in contention until just 2 days ago, but a late push from Mike Elko and his staff, and he'll be an Aggie. He'll choose A&M over Florida, North Carolina, and South Carolina.
The South Carolina Gamecocks.
Julian Walker has flipped to South Carolina from Michigan. 4-star defensive end. Had been committed to Michigan since the summer. He's the 12th best edge in the 2026 class, number 85 in the country.
The Missouri Tigers.
And Mizzou has kick-started their 2027 class with the commitment from three-star quarterback Braylon Warren out of Omaha. Beat out Kansas State, Wisconsin, Iowa. He's the 29th best quarterback in the country for 2027. Got away from me. There you have it. That is around the SEC. Our Thursday shows are presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. DecisionCriticalBR.com. DecisionCriticalBR.com. That's where you can find them online. Maybe you're expecting, maybe you're bringing home a new baby. You're not sleeping. Awesome. Let the Decision Critical nurses come in home, take care of your baby while you sleep. Look, you ain't any good without any sleep. So get some sleep at night. DecisionCriticalBR.com. All right, y'all, we'll knock out our final break here of hour number 1. We'll come back. Darren Tietkin will be here for our Fantasy Blitz. Before you set your fantasy football roster, check with our guys at whotostart.net. Get your questions in for Darren. Email us, tweet us, text us, 225-396-4400, 396-4400. Fantasy Blitz next.
After further review.
Man, we are so spoiled as a society. We are horribly spoiled. You realize that? We're sitting at home, pull up an app on our phone. When it takes more than 3 seconds to load, we're throwing the phone across the freaking room. The great news, you never have to worry about that again, thanks to Rev. R-E-V, letsrev.com, letsrev.com, letsrev.com. Rev, 90 years in our local markets, backed by lightning fast speeds, 5 gigs, all fiber network, and they are all over the place as well. Baton Rouge, Gonzales, Prairieville, Plaquemine, Denham, Springfield, Hammond, Ponchatoula, Covington, Mandeville, LaPlace, Reserve, Thibodaux, Houma, LaRose, Grand Isle. Y'all, let's Rev. Home or business, get a faster, more reliable internet. LetsRev.com.
Trust isn't given, it's earned. On the field, I trust my team. For my healthcare, I trust the lake.
Our Lady of the Lake sports medicine experts know what it takes to improve performance and build champions at every level. That's why LSU chose Our Lady of the Lake as its championship health partner, trusting Louisiana's best medical team to care for our state's best athletes. From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
I trust the lake.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even JB could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of JB Falgu.
Every winner knows a great play starts with a solid game plan and the right team by your side. At Sunshine, we're here to keep your operation running strong. From tractors to harvesters, we've got the John Deere equipment you need to tackle every job with confidence. Because when the work's done right, there's more time for the things that matter, like cheering on your favorite team. Make Sunshine Quality Solutions part of your playbook this season and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
It's time for Christmas on the River, Cajun style. Join us for the 35th Annual Festival of the Bonfires, December 13th through 15th at Lutcher Park in St. James Parish. Enjoy great food, live music, local crafts, Santa's Very Merry Forest, and carnival rides. Plus, we'll light a new bonfire on Friday and Saturday in preparation for the arrival of Papa Noel. The 2024 Festival of the Bonfires is sponsored by First American Bank and Trust. Log on to festivalofthebonfires.org for more information.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier.
Dos Equis. With all the delicious chicken finger options, it was an impossible.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com. After further review, this is the Fantasy Football Blitz.
Do you know who I am?
Powered by whotostart.net.
Who the hell are you?
Whotostart.net. The Fantasy Football Blitz.
Who the bitten?
This is the Fantasy Football Blitz, powered by whotostart.net.
All right, here we go. Wrapping up hour number 1. Darren Tietkin, who2start.net, here to answer your fantasy football questions. How are you, dude?
I'm doing good. Hey, I hear LSU football hired a coach.
Yeah, man. There was this whole big deal here. Word starting to spread. I think it's going to be okay. Supposedly pretty good at coaching offense. Just word starting to leak a little bit out there.
Yeah.
As I'm sure the same is true with the NFL weekend getting underway. So let's start as we always do with Thursday Night Football. Dallas, Detroit. Of course, anytime the Cowboys are on primetime, it's going to be a big deal. What we keeping an eye on tonight?
Yeah, this is, de facto kind of a playoff game. I mean, the loser of this is going to be really facing an uphill battle. So the fantasy implications are that it should be a tightly contested game, a lot of offense. We'll see if St. Brown plays. If he doesn't, then it's going to be a lot of Jahmyr Gibbs and Jamison Williams for the Lions, and, of course, the dynamic duo of George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb for the Cowboys.
All right, we always do sleepers as well. So who you have an eye on this weekend?
Yeah, I've got 3 for you today. First, a running back. It's going to depend on the health of Kyron Williams, but Corum for the Rams is starting to get some more snaps. Might find his way into the end zone again this week, especially if he gets the full load. So just take a look at Kyron Williams' practice status. Another guy that might be getting some increased looks with another person out would be with Chris Olave possibly out is Devon Vele from your Saints there. Looks pretty good last week, and even if Olave does play, he might be worth a flex spot. And then finally, Adonai Mitchell, the wide receiver for the Jets. He's the past couple games has been the main target for Tyrod Taylor. I think he had like a 30% target share last week, which is huge. So if he's the pass catcher for the Jets, he might have some value moving forward.
I remember you can always get your questions in for Darren. Email us, tweet us, or text us 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Lots of ways you can get involved in the show, so feel free to get your questions in for Darren. Let's start one off with Sean, who says, who to start, Daniel Jones or Caleb Williams?
I think I'm going Caleb Williams there. The injury to Daniel Jones scares me a little bit. I mean, the guy's running around with a broken fibula, so he isn't running as much as he has been in the past. So that was always, 3 or 4 extra points you were getting from Danny Dimes, and I think Caleb Williams is just a safer start.
Roma Dunze, Parker Washington, or Isaac Tesla, who to start?
Tesla will be one to watch. If Amon-Ra St. Brown's out, maybe you go with him. But if Amon-Ra does play, I think Odunze, even though he's been quiet as of late, I think he's probably your better play.
Remember, you can text your questions, 225-396-4400, 396-4400. Jeremy said Jalen Hurts or Daniel Jones, who to start?
Yeah, I'm definitely going Hurts there. I mean, the Philly offense has kind of been a shell of itself from years past, but Hurts still gets you some points on the ground. Like I said, that's what Danny Dimes is not getting you these days with his injury. So I think Hurts is your play there.
Darren, one other quick thing before I get back to questions. Are we getting close to playoffs? When are we starting there? Do you still have the people ask you still have the special available that we always do, the promo code?
Yeah, we got the promo code still, the playoffs. I'm in a couple leagues that are the bigger leagues that are starting this week, but most of them kick off next week. So if you need help down the stretch, we are definitely here for you.
Darren, we got 4 teams on bye: New England, the Giants, San Francisco, Carolina. Anyone in particular on those teams? Keeping an eye. I know we talked a little bit about sleepers, but any questions you're getting pretty regularly here this week leading into the weekend?
A lot of people, it's strange. People had kind of started to lean on quarterback, Bryce Young, for the Carolina Panthers. So they're looking for, obviously if you're starting him, he's off this week. Quarterbacks to look at in his stead. Let me just pull my things up here. Jacoby Brissett, he's been a guy that's been throwing the ball a ton for the Cardinals. Even Tyrod Taylor, if you're in a bigger league, he has a great matchup against the Dolphins.
All right, see, we get a few more in. Sean said who to start: Kyle Pitts or Brenton Strange. Who to start?
I got that question. That's funny. I got the same question from one of our subscribers, and I believe I went with Pitts just because his target share has been on the rise with Drake London out, and I would be surprised if London plays this week. So look for Kirk Cousins to look a lot at Pitts. Strange has come on strong too, but I think with Jacoby Myers kind of taking some of the looks away, I think Pitts might be the answer there.
He is Darren Tietkin, hoot2start.net, the numeral 2, hoot2start.net. Check him out there. Get all your fantasy football questions answered. Win your league, win your bragging rights, hoot2start.net. Thanks, dude. We'll do it again next week.
Sounds good.
I'm Ed. Be well. It is After Further Review. We're brought to you by Rouse's, the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Rouse's.com, Rouse's.com. Got a Christmas or holiday party coming up. Get everything you need over at Rouse's. You need that bottle of wine for a gift, that bourbon for a gift. They got a great selection. Of course, their bakery has tons of great sweet treat ideas and anything you need to bake, make for that holiday party. Rouse's.com. Rouse's, this feels like home. All right, hour number 2 coming up after Sports Center.
After Further Review.
We'll get to a Saints injury report here coming up after the top of the hour. I do want to remind you about the Williamson Eye Center. I love telling you about Dr. Blake Williamson because it's not every day I get to tell you about people who quite literally change people's lives. And when you wake up in the morning, you can just see. You don't have to reach for glasses or readers. You don't have to shove contacts in your eye or remember to take them out at night. Be honest, you sleep in your contact lens. I did it for years. Terrible habit to have. But I don't have to worry about it anymore. I had LASIK. 7 years ago, I'm still seeing better than 2020. And maybe you're not a candidate for LASIK. Maybe you're nearsighted, but you're not a candidate for LASIK. Evo ICL is a good alternative to LASIK. ICL is the implantable contact lens, where they literally implant a contact lens into your eye. It's a totally reversible procedure with virtually no downtime. Learn more about your options, how you can see 2020 without contacts or glasses. The Williamson Eye Center can make it happen. 924-2020 or online at williamsoneye.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Attention diesel mechanics. River Parish Contractors has an immediate full-time opening with benefits. Valid licenses and TWIC card is required to apply. Call or text Big Jake today at 985-479-9858 or go to rpcontractors.com and click on Apply Now. Come be part of the team that values hard work, has a high standard of excellence, and delivers projects on time and safely. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
This menu is a masterpiece. Delivers every time.
This is the worst party ever. Raisin Cane's!
Let's go!
The party is saved!
Peter, Mr. Billingsley.
Celebrate the holidays with Raisin Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
Supreme Jasmine is premium American-grown rice. From local farms to your table, every grain is supreme. Pick up a bag of Jasmine or any other of our Supreme American rice.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit LouisianaPropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. A massive matchup for Motown kicking off NFL Week 14. Lions hosting the Cowboys. Both teams in the hunt in the NFC for a playoff spot. Detroit game and a half out of the final NFC wild card. Dallas is 2 back. Lions receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown, game time decision with a sprained ankle. Detroit certainly needs him out there tonight, explains Lions radio analyst Lomas Brown.
He's the heart and soul of our offense. He's Jarrett's security blanket. He's the guy that you know if you tell him to run a 12-yard in, he's going to run a 12-yard in. He's going to be where he needs to be at, and he's reliable. When you kind of take your heart and soul out of this offense, it's just so hard to just try to replace him.
Lomas Brown on game night. Injured Lions O-lineman Penny Sewell, Taylor Decker, Graham Glasgow all expected to play. Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson, ankle injury, didn't practice today, is expected to play against the Steelers on Sunday. Vikings QB J.J. McCarthy cleared concussion protocol. Final step in returning to start in time Sunday against the Commanders.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy. Coming up Friday, I'll tell you why the Chiefs dynasty could end with a loss to the Texans this week. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's rock!
Hour 2, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
Muso. And Mr. Toby Tom Play. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there, make it a good one. Sam Spiegelman will be here about 13 minutes. Get a recap of signing day. How the early signing period went, not only for LSU, which is still ahead, and for the rest of the conference. We'll do all that coming up here again in about a dozen minutes from right now. We're glad you're hanging out with us here. What to watch later this early hourly. Sterling will be here with his best bets. We've got a lot to get here. Mike Triplett in hour number 3. The New Orleans Saints back on the practice field as they prepare for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So yesterday, the gigantic news of the day around the New Orleans Saints was whenever you looked at the injury report, you had 4 starters, 3 of them offensive, that were all absent from practice, all DNPs. Well, there's another player on the injury report here on Thursday, but a little bit of good news, though, for one player. That's Chris Olave. So Olave was a DNP on Wednesday and then was limited on Thursday. So he was back at practice but limited, again with a back injury. The other 3 players from a day ago that were DNPs, Talia Seifuaga, Alvin Kamara, Justin Reed, all still DNPs, but now they've added Jonas Sanker as a DNP with a head injury. So that means Sanker was injured very likely at Wednesday's practice and now did not practice on Thursday. When we talk about a head injury, I think maybe we would make the assumption that would be a concussion. So, hope not, don't know, and I am being speculative, just admitting to you there, I am being speculative. But you're talking about Justin Reed out with a knee injury, DNP, and now Jonas Sanker, his backup, also, or the other starting safety there, also out now. I mean, you could be really vulnerable in that secondary against Tampa if you're down both Reed and Sanker, and you have Sugarwater McKinstry out there at corner. I mean, it could be a real problem for New Orleans and Tampa. So let's see how it goes Friday. Generally speaking, if you're not at least out at practice in a limited capacity on Friday, it's unlikely that you're going to trend toward playing on Sunday. So the Saints could be without Fuaga, Kamara, Reed, Sanker. Looks like Olave's trending toward getting back, but not ideal for New Orleans as they're getting ready to go down to Tampa, a team that really put the Saints in a stranglehold earlier this year. Real quickly, though, by the way, when Kellen Moore met with reporters on Wednesday, he was asked about Justin Reed and if there's a possibility of him going to IR with the knee injury. This was the update.
Justin, just a knee, so we'll see. We'll see how this thing progresses this week.
Obviously, it hasn't reached a point that you put him on IR immediately. So
it's not an IR thing, but we'll just kind of see how this thing goes.
And then he was also asked about Taliesin Fuaga and an update there.
Did Talie re-aggravate the ankle in the game?
Different ankle. So yeah.
So different ankle from the injury prior. So, my goodness. You hate to say that or see that for Fuaga, who's such a good, promising young player. I'd argue he's the Saints' best offensive lineman right now. At a more natural position there at the right side, too. But got to get back on the field. What did Mike D always say? The best ability is availability. See if you can get out there. And one more, Olave missing practice on Wednesday, but back on Thursday.
I mean, it's a back, so it's going to you play a full game the way he did. Obviously, it's going to be sore, and so he's just navigating that, and so we'll let that progress. Obviously, he's doing some good though.
All right, so that's the word from Ellen as the Saints are getting ready to head down to Tampa. As for the Bucs, their injury report is decidedly longer than New Orleans, but not quite as impactful. So Tristan Wirfs is the big one. Their big offensive tackle has missed 2 days of practice here with an oblique injury. We'll see what it looks like Friday if they get him out on the field. Limited participants. Mike Evans, who was his 21-day window to return from IR, was opened up, so he would be available to play if they want to activate him. We'll see if they do. And then Jalen McMillan also on IR with his 21-day window open. So a couple of wide receivers could be coming back. Everyone else listed on the injury report were all full participants. Chris Godwin, full participant. Bucky Irving, full participant. Baker Mayfield was full. Benjamin Morrison, Hassan Reddick, Rashad Wisdom, all full. So the Bucs have more players on the injury report, but really Wirfs would be the one that's a little bit up in the air, reading between the lines here on Tampa's injury report as they get ready to take on New Orleans this weekend down in Tampa. So we talked about it's a big one for Tampa, y'all. They're hard to believe because Tampa looked like early in the year they were running away with this division, but Carolina is above 500, and now Tampa, after a 3-game losing streak, is just a half a game ahead of Carolina in the division. Now, they play twice in the final 5 weeks, Carolina and Tampa do. So this is going to work itself out, and Tampa controls its own destiny. But, man, if you end up in a tiebreak scenario and you're Tampa, this is a division game where a division game tiebreak scenario would be massively beneficial. If you're Tampa, this is one that you have to circle and say, like, you've got to go get this game. You cannot drop this game and put so much pressure on your games ahead with Carolina and Atlanta still ahead. So, Saints at Bucs on Sunday. We'll keep an eye on the injury report before Friday's practice, or after Friday's practice, I should say. All right, we're brought to you by Paris Restoration, parisrestoration.com. I do want to, in just a second, Blake Groupie kind of took a shot at the Saints. Old poopy Groupie, like he's got room to talk. We'll get to that in a second. Paris Restoration, kill mold, remove odor, tons of rain right here over the last day. If with rain you realize you got water in your home, your office, whatever it may be, chances are, like, you just started to see that little water spot on your roof or on the wall. Chances are, like, that didn't just start today. You're only now seeing it. So if that water has been there for a while, accumulating, you could very well have mold as well. Maybe it's in your walls and the insulation. One way to find out, let our friends at Parish Restoration come check it out. Go to parishrestoration.com, parishrestoration.com. Kill mold, remove odor, other harmful pathogens. It's a patented, non-toxic dry fog, so it's safe for your family, it's safe for your pets, safe for your plants. It's parishrestoration.com. You want a free quote on what it costs to knock out mold, other harmful pathogens, odor, sanitize your space? Go to parishrestoration.com. Fill out the form on the homepage. They'll be in touch. parishrestoration.com. All right, Saints cut Poopy Groupie, and the Irish guy, Smythe, whatever we call him, no, really, Charlie, he nailed a 56-yarder, his first kick ever. Good for you. Blake Groupie got picked up this week by the Indianapolis Colts. With Michael Badgley going a little sideways, they waived him on Tuesday. They worked out Justin Tucker and Blake Groupie. They ended up signing, Indianapolis did, Blake Groupie to their practice squad. And Blake Groupie, during some media availability, kind of took a little swipe at his former team.
Well, first of all, it's been awesome to watch this team and everything that, this team's been working towards, with everything that's gone on this year with them, and being able to watch that from afar, but to now be a part of it and, feel like I'm playing meaningful football and that, we're all working towards something here together.
So am I to read between the lines there, Blake, that because you weren't playing meaningful football that maybe you didn't kick as well? Or maybe, Blake, the reason the Saints weren't playing meaningful football in part was because you kept missing kicks and cost the team an opportunity to win a couple games there in the first month? Maybe. I don't want to read too much into it. I don't know that I can maybe understand what he was saying a little bit there, but just say nice things when the mic's on. Don't give angry, bald-headed, bearded idiots like me the opportunity to yell about you and point out the error of your ways and to call you things like Poopy Groupie. Don't do that, Blake. Just go kick. Have yourself a good career. Hope it works out for you. All right, it's after further review. Thursday shows are presented by Decision Critical, Concierge Nursing. Maybe you got a difficult diagnosis. Maybe it's hospice coming into the home. You need expertly trained nurses, the best nurses, every nurse handpicked by Blasia. You need Decision Critical. Maybe you're a physician. If you're not familiar with Decision Critical, you need to be, so you can refer your patients to Decision Critical because they can carry out your orders in the home. So many physicians refer their patients to Decision Critical. You want to have that exploratory phone call or face-to-face meeting conversation with Blasia? Highly recommend 10 out of 10. DecisionCriticalBR.com. All right, let's talk some Cruton. Sam Spiegelman will put a button on the first day of the early signing period when we come back here. It's AFR.
AFR.
Holidays are here. Probably got family coming in town. And if you dread the thought of family staying at your house, got a great idea. How about you recommend they stay downtown at Watermark Baton Rouge? It's the premier hotel property in Baton Rouge. Now, you love your family. We can love our family, but not love that our family stays with us for a week. Maybe you do. But Watermark Baton Rouge, gorgeous. Baton Rouge's premier hotel property, picture of luxury from the moment you walk in the door. Some amazingly creative guest rooms as well. This was the old Louisiana National Bank building. There's one guest room that runs alongside where an elevator shaft was and bank vault. So there's no windows in the room, but there's skylights. I'm telling you, there are some amazing, amazing opportunities to go explore that place, the history in that building at Watermark Baton Rouge. Maybe it's dinner or brunch at the Gregory. Maybe it's wine or cocktail at the lobby bar. Whatever you do, make sure you visit Watermark Baton Rouge.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%. The medical care that I received at LSU and with Our Lady of the Lake is top tier. I really trust what they telling me, and they keep me right.
It's time for Christmas on the River, Cajun style. Join us for the 35th Annual Festival of the Bonfires, December 13th through 15th at Lutcher Park in St. James Parish. Enjoy great food, live music, local crafts, Santa's Very Merry Forest, and carnival rides. Plus, we'll light a new bonfire on Friday and Saturday in preparation for the arrival of Papa Noel. The 2024 Festival of the Bonfires is sponsored by First American Bank and Trust. Log on to festivalofthebonfires.org for more information.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. We are honored and humbled to receive from our clients in Google. Based on 5-star client reviews, the designation of our law firm is highly recommended. Whether you hire us at all, please give us a call, 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. Injuries happen when you least expect them to, making your life more complicated. At Locke Meredith Sean Fagan and Associates, we know this and we strive to help each of our clients during these times. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555.
This menu is a masterpiece, delivers every time.
This is the worst party ever. Raisin Cane's!
Let's go!
The party is saved!
Peter, Mr. Billingsley.
Celebrate the holidays with Raisin Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit louisianapropane.com.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
There's a little bit of breaking news here. Billy Napier is working to finalize a deal to become the next head coach at James Madison. Chris Lowe among those reporting it, Matt Zenitz. So this is significant from an LSU perspective because, as we told you here, the top two candidates for the Tulane job kind of have been Billy Napier and Blake Baker. We'll go into some more detail about this here in just a bit, but as I've been told, the athletic director there at Tulane favored a coach with head coaching experience, which is why favored Napier. It felt like a lot of the boosters were backing Blake Baker. So with Napier now out of the running for Tulane, does that open the door now for Blake Baker to take that job? I'll tell you that Memphis also has very significant interest. I was told today Memphis has offered Blake Baker a contract. Now, I was also told that number is less than what he's making at LSU. So I cannot imagine Blake Baker leaving LSU for Memphis at a pay cut. Now, maybe Memphis could increase their offer, but it would certainly stand to reason with Napier off the board. Neil Brown was another potential candidate for the Tulane job. He's off the board, having accepted the North Texas job. Those dominoes are falling, man, and it certainly sounds and feels like what has to be the prohibitive favorite now would be Blake Baker. And I don't know that Tulane has offered the job. I'm not reporting that at all. I'm using deductive reasoning here. So there is heavy interest from Tulane in Blake Baker. Baker is interviewed for the Tulane job. He played there. And I know that LSU wants to keep Blake Baker, and they're willing to give him a contract extension and a raise to stay. But my goodness, if your alma mater starts coming calling, knocking, going to give you your first head coaching job at your alma mater where you played, and they're going to give you a raise and all that sort of stuff, that's going to be hard to turn down if, in fact, Tulane does offer the job. I'll work to confirm whether or not that has been offered to Blake Baker. I don't know that. But what I do know is Baker has interviewed with Tulane, and he has been offered by Memphis. We'll see. We'll continue to follow it. If we have breaking news, we'll let you know. All right, it's after further review. First day of the early signing period in the rearview mirror. Prospects still have until Friday in this early signing period if they want to put pen to paper. Sam Spiegelman's covering it all. Is good enough to join us here. Sam, how are you, man?
I'm staying alive, Matt. How about yourself?
I hear you. I know this is the busy season for you, so we appreciate you making time. Give me, if you would, a sense on the first day of the early signing period. I guess you're into day 2 for Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, I think so far so good. I mean, Lane Kiffin is putting his stamp on LSU. He's been able to keep the majority of the main pieces in the state of Louisiana signed already. We know that Big Rich Anderson's signature came in today, and we are expecting that, by tomorrow, the end of this early signing period, the number 1 player in the country, Lamar Brown, from the foot of LSU's campus at U-High, will probably follow suit. So along with signing guys like Isaiah Washington and Jabari Mack, and a couple of other great pieces inside the state, LSU's class is pretty much intact for a coaching transition where there's going to be a lot of new faces in and around that building, which it's hard to always maintain a class when there's not a lot of continuity, but so far so good. And I think that we already have gotten some reviews from not only Kiffin, but Billy Glasscock, the new general manager in Baton Rouge, that they are going to hit the transfer portal hard because they expect to compete next season.
Let's, if we could, Sam, talk about the other guys that are still unsigned and what you might be able to tell us right now. We mentioned Lamar Brown there just a second ago, but he's not the only one that's still unsigned. Yet Henderson and Deuce Gerald's is still unsigned as well. I feel like I'm forgetting one more that's still unsigned. But what do you know about the guys that haven't yet put pen to paper that are committed to LSU's class?
Yeah, let's start with Lamar Brown. Obviously, he's the number 1 player in the state, number 1 player in the country, and the centerpiece of this class for 2026. The expectation is that he is going to sign as early as this week. His agent has left things open. They would like to see how the rest of the staff shakes out. But as of another meeting on Thursday, this is trending in the right direction for LSU to get Lamar Brown on board, which would be an incredibly massive step forward for Lane Kiffin and his staff as they head into the portal season. Deuce Gerald, of course, has been very connected to Frank Wilson. Frank coached his father, Davron Gerald, at Ole Miss. His father played for Scotlandville High School. Deuce was born in Baton Rouge and was infatuated with the idea of getting coached by someone who coached his dad. Since Frank Wilson's job remains up in the air, Deuce Gerald has been exploring his other options. That includes Ole Miss, where, again, his father played, as well as Georgia Tech has come on very strong with Deuce Gerald's. Brent Key looks like he's staying in Atlanta. He has been recruiting that state and given Georgia some run for a lot of prospects across the Peach State over the last couple of years with some big wins. And they're making a very lucrative pitch to Deuce Gerald, who is the Georgia all-time sack leader, to stay home and play close to home. And much like we've alluded to with any coaching transition, while the in-state kids largely want to play for LSU and we're on track to, it's a different story with out-of-state kids. And, Trenton Henderson out of the Pensacola area, before LSU started to surge in that recruitment, Florida State, and Miami were all very much involved. So was Auburn, and a lot of those universities have new head coaches that are familiar with Mr. Henderson, and they're not going down swinging, especially with some uncertainty on who's going to be on this defensive staff. Trenton Henderson has had his ear to some more local schools in Florida and across the Southeast.
The other one was Bryson Cooley that I omitted. What can you tell us there?
Yeah, this is getting interesting. Bryson Cooley, obviously, it was pretty significant when he committed from the state of Mississippi, when he was coveted by Ole Miss and Mississippi State, and still committed to Brad Davis and the Tigers. Of course, we don't know what Brad Davis's future holds, but we know that LSU is still swinging here. Ole Miss is now swinging again, but Alabama has kind of emerged as a favorite for Bryson Cooley down the stretch. For a time, it looked like Jeff Lebby and the Bulldogs were going to get it done. Now it looks like Kalen DeBoer and the Tide are trending at the right time. This is trending away from LSU right now.
Sam Spiegelman is our guest. Let me ask about Landon Duckworth as well. What you could tell us about that, Sam? It seemed as though on Wednesday that he was going to pick LSU. Now today he sticks with his commit at South Carolina. What happened there?
Yeah, Landon Duckworth has had a very roller coaster of a recruitment. You have to remember he was committed to South Carolina as an underclassman, and for long stretches of his recruitment, one of the best quarterbacks in this 2026 class had UCF as one of his leaders. It's been all over the place. LSU had made an in-season run at Landon Duckworth. They got into this recruitment very late, but made noise pretty quickly, got him on campus, couldn't get him to come back for an official visit. We know that at one point in his recruitment, Ole Miss was the prohibitive favorite for Landon Duckworth. Obviously, Charlie Weiss, Lane Kiffin, and guys that were in the LSU building like Kelvin Bolden were all huge parts of that recruitment. So there's a lot of momentum favoring LSU with a kid who lives just outside of Mobile, Alabama, where LSU has recruited very hard over the last 10-plus years, and before that even as well. South Carolina has always been infatuated with this kid. Shane Beamer has taken a huge role in recruiting this young man, and like I said, he was previously committed to South Carolina, so Shane Beamer has been in this kid's life for 3+ years at this point. I think he feels comfortable going to South Carolina instead of going to LSU, where he never took that OV and really has one game day experience under his belt.
A couple more for you, Sam. We appreciate the time. Sam Spiegelman is with us. Chris Henry didn't sign with Ohio State. I know there's flip predictions to Oregon I saw today. Hearing maybe some scuttle that LSU might get in the mix there. What can you tell us is the latest there for Chris Henry?
Well, Matt, when Lane Kiffin got to LSU, I think we all know that part of the motivation was that he was going to have a large sum of NIL money to compete with some of these other blue bloods around the country for some of these prospects like Chris Henry, who is by most websites the number one receiver in the country. Of course, his dad is from Bell Chase and played in the NFL. LSU has had his interest for various stretches of his recruitment. He was an early commitment to Brian Hartline and Ohio State, has never wavered from that, but has continued to explore his options. I think he's been to LSU one time in the past 2 or so years, but there's been confidence in Eugene, not just this week, but for a couple of weeks building up. We know that Oregon has made a very competitive NIL pitch, and now that he played his senior season over at Mater Dei, Eugene becomes a somewhat localer option for him on the West Coast. We know that USC has been exploring here. We know that Texas has his attention very late as they're looking to add another 5-star to their class. I wouldn't say that LSU is not in this race or out of this race. I just think they have some pretty stiff competition, but it will tell you a lot about what funds LSU is able to work with their NIL, depending on how serious they can get into this race late.
To Sam's point, you mentioned Brian Hartline, who obviously left or is leaving Ohio State to go be the head coach now at USF. So that being a key part of his recruitment there, his coach is no longer at Ohio State. So we'll see how that all plays out. Hey, one more for you, Sam. Your time very much appreciated. SEC storylines. What else in the first 36 hours or so here of the early signing period popped for you?
I know it's local, but it has been one of the biggest stories is Richard Anderson and Lamar Brown went from being very excited about the Lane Kiffin hire to then a point where they were not going to sign this week. Maybe it's because it's a little bit more local. Maybe it's because it's been one of the most popular stories on our website for the last couple of days. But the amount of progress that Lane Kiffin and Billy Glasscock have made with not only these commits and their high school coaches and their parents and their agents, we have heard some really remarkable reviews of not just Lane Kiffin, but Billy Glasscock, who is someone who I'm not too familiar with. I know that he was with Lane in Oxford. I know he has experience in Austin working at Texas. But a lot of the reviews I've gotten from high school coaches, from parents, from kids, is that this is a very impressive man who has a real vision for assembling rosters. So certainly the evidence speaks for itself with Big Rich Anderson, the number one defensive lineman on the board. This has been shaping well for LSU this whole time. If they're able to get Lamar Brown in the bag by the end of the week, I think that speaks volumes about the direction of where this LSU football operation is going, because they're going to be on track to sign the most important recruits inside the state, and they're going to have their amenities to make a run in the transfer portal to fill key needs like quarterback and offensive line, you name it. There's a lot of holes. But signing this class and then hitting the portal with that ammunition bodes very well for the future of this program.
He is Sam Spiegelman. Get him on Twitter at Sam Spiegs, national recruiting analyst there for Rivals. And, man, it's a busy time, so thanks for carving out a few minutes for us. We always appreciate it.
Yep, thanks for having me, Matt.
All right, buddy, be well. Sam Spiegelman. It's AFR. We're brought to you by Shawbills Tire and Auto Service, ShawBillsTire.com. Name brand tires at wholesale prices. If you are going over the hills and through the woods, or over the river, over the hills, and far away, over the river and through the woods, to grandmother's house we go. Hey, you can always go get your tires at Shawbills. How about this holiday giveaway alert? They're giving away a free set of 4 Michelin Defender LTX MS medium small 2 tires built for rugged durability no matter the season. If you want to know how you can enter, pretty easy. Just go to Shawbills on any of their social media, and you'll see the video right there at Shawbills Tire and Auto Service. You want to check it out, you can do so on their Facebook or their Instagram, all those places, how you can enter to win a free set of Michelin tires from Shawbills Tire and Auto Service. ShawBillsTire.com. ShawBillsTire.com. It's Shawbills, where we keep you rolling. All right, it is After Further Review. Glad you're hanging out with us here. Let's see, Mike Triplett in 1 hour from right now. We'll knock out a quick break. Lee Sterling in 15 minutes. He'll be here for his best bets. We'll get to what to watch this football weekend. I do want to talk a little bit more detail about Blake Baker and that whole situation, so we'll get to it. Glad you're hanging out with us here on a Thursday edition of AFR, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Stick around.
AFR.
Get Gordon and get it done. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys tell you every single day, if you've been injured in an accident, it's not your fault. Do what injured people in our state have done for 3 decades. Get Gordon and get it done. GetGordon.com. GetGordon.com. I love they've changed the avatar, the profile pic on all of Gordon's social media to Gordon with a Santa hat on. And, of course, you sort of feel like it, no doubt. It's that time of year how Gordon's giving away 600 free bicycles to less fortunate children around the state of Louisiana. You can always go to GordonsBikes.com, GordonsBikes.com, GordonsBikes.com to get more information about how you can enter in one of 600 bicycles across the state of Louisiana. Always love telling you about it. The deadline is coming up to enter, and it's December the 7th, so you got 3 more days if you want to enter to win one of 600 bicycles for a less fortunate child in our state. Go to GordonsBikes.com. Get Gordon and get it done.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%. The medical care that I receive at LSU and with Our Lady of the Lake is top tier. I really trust what they telling me, and they keep me right.
In South Louisiana, you can always count on good people coming together to help our children.
At Dreams Come True, we grant wishes for Louisiana children with life-threatening illnesses. But to do this, we need funds.
That's why we're trying to raise $100,000 for Dreams Come True by giving away the Blessed Builders School.
Make your backyard's dream come true while helping our kids.
Just go to dreampoolla.com and you can find out how your $25 donation might help win you a Duplessis pool.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs. Set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free confidential help now.
I'm lawyer Collins Locke Meredith. Among the most important factors to consider when you're hiring an injury attorney is trust. You trust your attorney will put your interest first, treat you with respect, fairness, and honesty. You trust them to be there for you when you need them. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, thousands of clients have trusted us to represent them, and for good reasons. Please visit us at LockeMeredith.com to learn more, and whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at DecisionCriticalVR.com.
All right, rolling along. Take that one out. Never play that one again. Yeah, whatever that. I don't know what that is. Let's never do that.
I had it queued to the wrong spot. That's actually my bad. My bad.
Well, it's not my fault.
Well, I didn't say it was your fault.
You're like, my bad. Well, of course it's your bad.
I'm accepting responsibility.
You're
it's
the
a
one
noble
with the
thing to do.
You're the one with the buttons. Of course it's your fault. We all know it's your fault. 4:36, right on time. Panama Red.
Would that actually be right on time, though?
Yeah.
Feels like it's 16 minutes late.
No, that's when it would hit.
Okay. How would you know?
Because wouldn't it
I
stand
don't
to reason
know.
that you wouldn't just, oh, you're the expert. You tell me.
Not.
Your voice went really high pitched there.
I know, that was
an
weird.
Obvious sign of guilt. Paul, isn't it an obvious sign of guilt when someone's voice goes really high?
100%.
See?
That's, of course, Paul. Yeah.
Who do you think you're kidding? Puff the Magic Dragon. All right, what to watch, hit it.
Here's what we're watching this football weekend.
All right, Panama Red, fire away.
All right, we'll start on Friday night. Yeoman Stadium,
See,
American
you just
Championship.
Went right with it.
North Texas and Tulane. Ranked-on-ranked matchup. Stands to reason the winner of this will obviously get the highest-ranked group of 5 champion, whatever, into the college football playoff. So that's noticeable. But you have two coaches here, Eric Morris, John Summerall. They're out the door. Which one has their team better focused, better prepared to go win this game with the playoff spot on the line? North Texas, by the way, 2.5-point road favorite. Something to keep an eye on there.
I'm going to be watching the Big Ten Championship. Indiana versus Ohio State, number 1 versus number 2. Both teams 12-0. For the first time in more than a decade and just the third time since conference championship games were standardized, the nation's top-ranked teams will play for a title. The Buckeyes and Hoosiers are in similar positions. They're both playoff locks with a good chance for first-round bye no matter what happens.
Okay, so Muse mentioned about Tulane, North Texas. The winner of that game is going to be the highest-ranked G5. But James Madison's not out of it. So you got to watch the Sun Belt Championship, but also the ACC Championship. Unlikely as it may be, if Duke beats Virginia, then it's unlikely that the 8-5 ACC champion Duke Blue Devils would be in over James Madison. So if James Madison beats Troy in the Sun Belt and Duke beats Virginia, James Madison's likely in the playoff.
Big 12 Championship, BYU and North Texas, a matchup that it's going to be a rematch. Texas Tech handled them. But what I'm curious, and I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm interested if BYU wins, if there's a way that the Big 12 gets 2 bids. I don't think it's going to happen, but if they win convincingly after avenging that loss, perhaps there is a path.
To the NFL, I'll be watching Steelers-Ravens. Both teams currently 6-6, and believe it or not, this game will determine the leader in the AFC North. Aaron Rodgers turned 42 on Tuesday, and he's very much looked like his age as of late. His 10 completions last week against Buffalo were a career low in a game in which he started and finished.
Okay, I'll mention it. SEC Championship. Alabama is 10-1 in the last 11 against Georgia, dating back to 2008. That doesn't make a lick of sense at all. Georgia, when they're playing Alabama, it's more like they're playing the logo than anything else. I would really love to see Georgia just obliterate Alabama and knock them out of the college football playoff. So I will certainly be hate watching Alabama on Saturday.
Colts and Jags. Don't look now, but the Indianapolis Colts have company, and it's the Jacksonville Jaguars at the top of the AFC South. They've lost 3 of 4, has Indianapolis. All of a sudden, after that great start, 7-1 start, they're hanging on to the division and potentially their playoff lives. That one's for first place.
Bears and Packers. Bears are one of the bigger surprise teams in the NFL at 9-3. They're coming off that Black Friday win over the slumping Eagles. These two teams will meet 2 of the next 3 weeks, so this could determine how the NFC North ultimately shakes out.
Pillow fight! Dolphins! Jets! The battle for the bottom! Right there with New Orleans. I don't really care who wins, just the battle for the bottom. And so we're going to keep an eye on it because that's who the Saints are going to be battling with for the first overall pick. Pillow fight! All right, there you have it. That's what we're watching. We'll see how it goes this weekend. We're glad you're with us. We're brought to you by Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Energy-efficient replacement windows, beautiful entry doors, hardy plank, vinyl siding. They do it all. They do it better than anyone. If you walk by, you notice this. There's like a window in our bathroom, like where there's like a little separate part where the commode is. There's a window right there. You want to stand up, to take a leak. Anyway. You stand right by the window, you kind of feel the cold, right? The draft. That's one window we did not have replaced by Relief Windows, and it's so evident because you could feel that cool air getting in because there's costly air leaks. You want to make your home more energy efficient? You call Relief Windows. You let them come out. They install energy-efficient replacement windows. It'll increase your home's resale value. It'll make your home more energy efficient, lowering your energy bills in time. These will pay for themselves as an investment into your home. It's Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Windows, doors, siding, they do shutters too. It's Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. All right, y'all, glad you're hanging out with us here on a Thursday edition of AFR presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Mike Triplett's coming up in hour number 3. I do want to get to the latest on Blake Baker. We'll do that coming up right after the top of the hour here in about 20 minutes. Let me break. We'll come back. Lee Sterling from Paramount Sports joins us every single Thursday, gives us his best bets for the weekend. We'll do that next on AFR.
AFR.
If you are thinking about selling your home, you got to call Darren James. Darren offers clear communication. He checks in with you every step of the way. Also, Darren offers an easy exit listing agreement, so you're never locked into a contract that you can't leave. If at any point throughout the process you're not thrilled, fire him. Darren will let you out of a contract free and clear. So you don't have to worry about getting locked into a 3-month, 6-month contract. But trust me when I tell you, you will be thrilled with the level of service and the results. Darren guarantees he'll sell your home. Actually, it's a guaranteed sale program. Sit down with Darren, agree to a price and a deadline. If he doesn't sell your home at that price by that deadline, he'll have your home bought with cash or he'll sell it for free. What do you have to lose? Start packing. Call Darren James today. 335-7666, 335-7666, or agent225.com.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
Supreme Jasmine is premium American-grown rice. From local farms to your table, every grain is supreme. Pick up a bag of Jasmine or any other of our Supreme American rice.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. We are honored and humbled to receive from our clients in Google. Based on 5-star client reviews, the designation of our law firm is highly recommended. Whether you hire us at all, please give us a call, 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. Injuries happen when you least expect them to, making your life more complicated. At Lock Meredith Sean Fagan and Associates, we know this and we strive to help each of our clients during these times. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555.
Trust isn't given, it's earned. On the field, I trust my team. For my healthcare, I trust the lake.
Our Lady of the Lake sports medicine experts know what it takes to improve performance and build champions at every level. That's why LSU chose Our Lady of the Lake as its championship health partner, trusting Louisiana's best medical team to care for our state's best athletes. From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
I trust the lake.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient, and the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly fuel. So why not go green while you save some green? I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and for more information,
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
Place your bets, gentlemen.
It's time to head to the window.
Don't gamble it all in one place.
This is Lee Sterling's Best Bets, brought to you by Paramount Sports.
And we welcome aboard Lee Sterling as we wrap up hour number 2. Hey, man, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good, except for Tuesday night. I mean, that was, I don't know what I was more upset seeing, how Miami didn't move up at all, or Hunter Yurachek, his interview afterwards. You have to admit that was disgraceful,
Lee,
right?
I'll tell you honestly, I have not watched the college football playoff selection rankings probably in 5 years. So I have no idea what they said.
Okay, so this is what you need to do.
It could not be more
Okay.
wholly irrelevant until the final ranking, so I don't even bother.
Right. Well, well, if you have a team that's on, the cut line, obviously you want to watch it. But what was so bad was they asked him afterwards about them moving Alabama up one spot, and he talked about how he was impressed how they got off to a 17-0 lead, how they had a great 4th and 2 call for a touchdown, and then how they made a stop to end the game. This was against an Auburn team that was 5-7, starting a quarterback, only his second start ever, and a team without a head coach. He didn't mention that Miami beat a ranked team, Pitt so bad. Pitt may not even be able to field spring football. They beat the brakes out of them so bad. Vanderbilt destroyed Tennessee, and Notre Dame also won, and neither of those teams, all three of them, didn't move up. So he should have, it was like a politician from Miami or New Orleans talking. Their lips are going, but they're just absolutely lying. We know they're in bed together, the SEC and the ESPN. So he just wanted to protect them in case Alabama loses badly on Saturday.
And last year, Alabama, South Carolina. Who was the other one that didn't get in? Or 3-9 and 3 SEC teams that didn't get in? Lee, it don't matter, man. They'll have the final rankings and they'll do whatever. They do whatever they want. It's a TV show, man. Tuesdays are a TV show.
Right.
So I think Miami will get in. We'll see how it goes.
Right.
All right, let's get to some picks. We'll stay in the ACC. Virginia and Duke.
Okay.
Virginia 3.5. maybe surprised the line's a little short. What do you think about the ACC championship game?
I think so, too. I watched the first game, and Virginia dominated. They won 34-17, but they had over a 2-1 lead as far as yards were concerned. And Duke has a good offense, but their defense, they can't stop anyone. So usually the weakest unit in a conference championship game costs you the game here. Virginia, at least they had 4 sacks in that game, and they're 28th in sacks. And they get a few pressures, and they'll stall a couple drives. Virginia, 30-24.
Okay. Virginia with the win and the cover. It's going to be interesting because Tulane, North Texas, as playoff implications, right? Tulane wins, they're going to be in. North Texas, explain this one to me, Lee. North Texas a road favorite in this game?
Right. Well, they score. Drew Mestamaker has been an absolute revelation. 29 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. So he played in the bowl game. Had never started a game as a quarterback before. He played organized football, but never started a game. Crazy. He's completing almost 71% of his passes, averaging 10 yards per attempt, not per reception, attempt. So they can score 52 or more points in 5 of the last 6 games.
Wow.
And then in the game last year, these teams didn't play each other this year. Ready for this? Tulane had a running back run for 297 yards. So I just think that Retzlaff, who's a dual threat quarterback, he'll go wild against 129th ranked run defense. I'm taking a different approach, over 66 total points.
Okay.
I think they score 85, 90 points.
Okay. Man, that'd be a rocking chair. All right, so we like the over in the American Championship game. And I know you got a thought on Georgia-Bama as well. It's so weirdly, it's like Georgia plays the logo. Bama's 10-1 in the last 11 against Georgia. How does this thing go on Saturday in Atlanta?
Well, most of it, obviously, with Nick Saban. And they did break the streak last year, 33-game home winning streak. But Georgia, I think, went in with 3 approaches to the game last week against Georgia Tech. Win the game, number 1. Not show a whole lot, be vanilla, and not getting injuries. They achieved that a goal on all 3 accounts here. They're going to have a home field advantage here, playing the Mercedes Dome here, and I think they're getting better. I think this Alabama team, they were outstatted by Auburn by 131 yards. They only scored 2 touchdowns at home against LSU. Oklahoma dominated them. I think they've got the better quarterback, the better coaching staff, home field advantage. I think Georgia's going to give them a little payback here, and we're going to have chaos Tuesday night.
Let's go.
Georgia 35-14.
Your lips to God's ears. What do you think would happen there if Georgia blows out Alabama?
They'll still put Alabama in.
You think so?
And,
it's just
we'll
interesting, man. Like SMU got in last year.
I would love to. Yeah, I would love to see Texas cancel Ohio State and say we have nothing to gain here. I'd love to see Miami has games next year, next November 9th, and 2 years after that, both at Notre Dame. I'd love to see Miami tell Notre Dame if they don't get in, we're going to play FIU.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Yeah, why would you play the game? Like, you disincentivize playing those games for sure. All right, Lee Sterling's with us. ParamountSports.com. There's 3 NFL games you like. Let's start with Chiefs-Texans. What do we think about the Chiefs there? 3.5 is the number.
Elimination game, so it's going to be really cold. Chiefs have major injuries on the offensive line, and the Texans' offensive line's terrible. They're begging you to take the over with 42 points. You're thinking Patrick Mahomes, C.J. Stroud. We can get at least a 23-20 score. Not so fast. We're going to go under. I think the Chiefs win something like 20-16, but we're going to go under 42 total points.
Look at my guy throwing out some totals today. I love it. And then God bless anyone who watches this game. But Saints, Bucks, big number. It's more than a touchdown, 8.5 in favor of the home team.
Well, hopefully you know a good doctor. You take a sedative before the game, and I did last week before I watched the Miami Saints game. That was painful.
That was brutal.
Bucks at least are getting back Bucky Irvin. They got him back last week, and I think they're a different team with him in the lineup here. Saints they're Saints, and I think we're going to see teams like the Raiders just playing out the string. Bucks 26-10.
Big. Okay. And lastly, tonight, Thursday Night Football, Lions-Cowboys. Is this your game of the week? How do people get it if they want it, Lee?
Yep, elimination game, Lions and Cowboys. Whoever wins still has a hope. You lose, you're probably out. First 5 callers get it for free. Call 800-400-9741. Again, the number 800-400-9741. We've won 9 of the last 11 weeks. Check out all the specials. Just one place, ParamountSports.com.
Let's go. I'm pulling for your Canes, man. It's going to be all right. Don't let those Tuesday night rankings get you.
All right, thanks.
You know, Lee, my life is so much happier not watching them Tuesday night ranking show, man. I just blissfully unaware of all of it, man.
I didn't watch it live. You don't know, Matt. I got so many texts with $100 checks.
Oh,
I think it was. I can tell you how long it was because it was 28 seconds. The interview. That's it. So it was embarrassing. You know what? Here's what I hope for him. I hope that he's gone after getting his 5th choice head coach within 2 years. He'll be also fired along with his new head guy that's probably couldn't coach at East Texas State.
ParamountSports.com, ParamountSports.com. He is Lee Sterling. Thanks, Lee. We'll talk next week.
All right.
See you, man. It's After Further Review, brought to you by South Point Volkswagen and SouthPointVW.com. New and certified pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online at SouthPointVW.com, SouthPointVW.com. Remember, Sign Then Drive is going on right now. 0 down, 0 due at signing, no first month's payment, no security deposit. Sign your name with little else you're driving away and a brand new Volkswagen from South Point Volkswagen, Louisiana's largest volume Volkswagen dealer. And if you are shopping a pre-owned vehicle, make sure you check out the used vehicles at South Point Volkswagen. They move so much inventory. They got a great selection of pre-owned vehicles with extended warranties as well. SouthPointVW.com. South Point Volkswagen, what's your direction? Okay, we got the latest, what we know about the Blake Baker situation. We'll get to it next after SportsCenter.
AFR.
I had an awesome convo earlier this week with Chef Layton over at Supper Club. And if you're not following Supper Club on Instagram, why not? I mean, they are like Instagram famous. You got to go check out Supper Club on Instagram. So they have done, I'm not going to tell you how much they spent, but it was a lot of money, to decorate Supper Club for the holidays. So, you know, like there's always these spots that people go because they do such a beautiful job of decorating, like the Roosevelt Hotel in New Orleans. People love to go in there because the trees and all the decor, you want to take your photos there. I got a feeling Supper Club is going to be like that for a lot of people. You can go check out their Instagram page. They do have a reel up of some of the decorations, but it is gorgeous. Like the experience, the food is amazing. The experience at Supper Club is next level. Get your reservations at supperclubbtr.com.
Trust isn't given, it's earned. On the field, I trust my team. For my healthcare, I trust the lake.
Our Lady of the Lake sports medicine experts know what it takes to improve performance and build champions at every level. That's why LSU chose Our Lady of the Lake as its championship health partner, trusting Louisiana's best medical team to care for our state's best athletes. From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
I trust the lake.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Attention diesel mechanics. River Parish Contractors has an immediate full-time opening with benefits. Valid licenses and TWIC card is required to apply. Call or text Big Jake today at 985-479-9858 or go to rpcontractors.com and click on Apply Now. Come be part of the team that values hard work, has a high standard of excellence, and delivers projects on time and safely. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgout.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs, set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free, confidential help now.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%. The medical care that I receive at LSU and with Our Lady of the Lake is top tier. I really trust what they telling me, and they keep me right.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. The Cowboys tonight seek to run their winning streak to 4 when they visit the Lions in the first game of NFL Week 14. Detroit's drop 3 of 5 is 8th in the NFC, game and a half out of the final NFC wildcard spot. And its defense will have more to worry about than Dallas receivers CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, notes our Harry Douglas.
They're not one-dimensional like they've been in the past. They run the football effectively. I believe they're 13th in rushing the football right now. Javonte Williams, he is 10th in the national, top 10 in the National Football League in rushing. So there's this balanced attack. Brian Schottenheimer, he's sending guys in motion. Kevontae Turpin, he's giving the defense eye candy, something else to think about before the balls actually snap.
Cowboys are 2 out of the final NFC wildcard spot. Detroit receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown, ankle injury, game time decision. Injured offensive lineman Penei Sewell, Taylor Decker, Graham Glasgow, all expected to play. Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson didn't practice today. Team expects he'll play Sunday against the Steelers. Alabama football coach Kalen DeBoer denying interest in the Penn State head coaching vacancy. He's been among those linked to that job.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. We make the claims process easy so you can get back on the road in no time. It's why over 43 million drivers trust Progressive. See for yourself at progressive.com.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's rock!
Hour 3. Off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Musso. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you're driving home with us. We'll give you a full rundown recap of signing day, which remember it's Wednesday was the first day of the signing period. They have till through Friday, players do, prospects do, to put pen to paper. So we'll give you a full recap of that. We're a catch up here in about 13 minutes or so. Real quick, I'm going to talk about Blake Baker in just a second. Lane Kiffin's added another member of his support staff. We reported this earlier today at LouisianaSports.net. Tyler Vines is joining LSU in an administrative role. So he's the assistant director of football operations, was the assistant director of football operations at Ole Miss. He's following Lane Kiffin to Baton Rouge, presumably in the same role. So it's worth mentioning that we don't yet know what officially these titles are going to be. So you could make an assumption that the titles will be the same, the roles will be the same as what they were at Ole Miss. But you don't know titles, roles, all that sort of stuff. Just the people that have made the decision to come to Baton Rouge and are joining Lane Kiffin's staff. And LSU will put out formal releases, an updated staff directory on the website and all that sort of stuff. So we'll know all that stuff in due time when all this settles. But clearly the impetus is on getting as many staff members in as possible and finishing off this early signing period as successfully as possible, which is what they're doing. But Tyler Vines is another name to know there, jumping aboard as well. So I would argue the two biggest staff decisions that are going to be made at this point are, what are you going to do with Frank Wilson? Will he have a spot? And is Blake Baker sticking around? Now, let's kind of run through what we know at this point. Lane Kiffin wants Blake Baker to stay on as his defensive coordinator. Blake Baker, I believe, is committed to staying at LSU as Lane Kiffin's defensive coordinator, as long as he doesn't get a better offer. And that could happen. Here's what we know. Tulane interviewed Blake Baker on Monday for their vacant head coaching job. John Summerall left Tulane to go to Florida. We know that much. So Baker interviewed at Tulane. Baker, of course, played linebacker at Tulane in the early 2000s. That is his alma mater. We've mentioned this before. Last year, if Summerall had gotten the UNC job, Baker was going to be at or near the top of the list a year ago for the Tulane job. North Carolina hired Belichick. Summerall stayed another year. Baker stayed in Baton Rouge, of course. So Tulane interviewed Blake Baker Monday. On Wednesday, Garland Gillen reported that Memphis interviewed Blake Baker for their vacant head coaching job. I can tell you that in conversations I had today, I've been told that Memphis has offered Blake Baker their job, which clearly, as of this point, we haven't heard anything whether or not he's accepted. What I was also told is the salary that they were discussing is less than what he makes at LSU. Blake Baker makes $2.5 at LSU. He was being offered less than that at Memphis. Now, could Memphis have increased that as they negotiate? That I don't know. The initial offer, less than what Blake Baker makes at LSU. Hard for me to imagine Baker leaving LSU for Memphis to take a pay cut. As badly as you want to be a head coach, that ain't it. There are clearly paths to becoming a head coach at a power school through being a defensive coordinator at LSU that don't include taking a pay cut to go be the coach at Memphis. The more complicated, in my opinion, the more complicated factor comes in with Tulane job. And as we have said here for a few days now, there's kind of been these divided factions. Listen, I didn't go to Tulane. I don't cover Tulane. But I know plenty of people in all parts of this to know what's kind of going on. And the athletic director at Tulane has favored hiring someone with head coaching experience. Willie Fritz had head coaching experience. John Summerall had head coaching experience at Troy. So the AD there was, as I understand, was leaning toward Billy Napier. Napier, who had a really successful time in Lafayette before getting the Florida job, didn't pan out there, but obviously a guy that's been in Louisiana and had a lot of success as a head coach in the state. A lot of boosters and supporters of that program favor Blake Baker, the guy who played there, young, energetic, defensive coordinator, awesome dude. Players love him, returning to the alma mater, really good situation, really good chance to make the college football playoff this year, stable program, all those things. Well, just a bit ago, and this is not official yet from James Madison, but multiple outlets, including Chris Lowe over at On3, are reporting that Billy Napier is accepting the James Madison job. So if this was down to, as we believe it was, if the Tulane job came down to Blake Baker and Billy Napier, Napier going to James Madison clears the path. It would seem for Blake Baker to be the top target now at Tulane. So the question becomes, if you're Blake Baker, is your path to being a Power 4 head coach better from being LSU's defensive coordinator or Tulane's head coach? And that's not a question that I can answer. But I can provide a sensible path both ways that make a lot of sense. Now, you can just look at the last two guys at Tulane. Willie Fritz got the job at Houston. Houston's in the Big 12. John Sumrall comes in from Troy to Tulane. He's there for 2 years. Now he's making $7.5 million as the Florida head coach. That's a pretty good path. So you're Blake Baker. You're sitting there thinking, I could go coach my alma mater. Really good situation, good roster, good support, lots of success, maybe a playoff team this year. Hang for a couple years, then boom, then I'm a Power 4 head coach making $7-8 million a year, whatever the market may bear. Flip side of it is, I believe from conversations I've had, Lane Kiffin wants to keep Blake Baker as his defensive coordinator, and LSU is willing to pay him similar to what offer it stands to reason he would get at Tulane. John Sumrall was making $3 million this year. Blake Baker's at $2.5 at LSU. So if Tulane's offering Blake Baker 3, maybe a little north of 3, LSU will match that, I'm told. So for Blake Baker, the money is going to be what and what here to be the LSU defensive coordinator or the Tulane head football coach. The question is, what do you want more? Do you want the stability of staying where you are in Baton Rouge, power program, coaching in meaningful games, under a new regime with an offensive-minded head coach that is a brilliant play caller and is going to score? We've detailed this. Everywhere Lane Kiffin has gone, offense has followed. So it stands to reason that this year, Blake Baker, next season, is not going to have everything fall on the shoulders of his defense like it did this season with an offense that was maybe the worst in the history of the school. You can keep your family in Baton Rouge. Of course, the Bakers have young children. His wife played soccer at LSU. There's a lot of reasons to stay here. Or does he want to go be the head coach at his alma mater? Which, wherever you went to school, whatever you're passionate about, think about what that would mean, how cool that would be. The opportunity to go coach at your school. And Blake Baker could very well, any moment here, be offered the opportunity to go be the head coach at his alma mater, his first head coaching job. Both can get you a path to where you want to be, which is a Power 4 head coaching job where you can go compete for and win national championships. John Sumrall is just proved this. He was at Tulane for 2 years. He's at Florida. $7.5 million a year. He'll have all the resources to win at the highest level. You can also do that from being a Power 4 coordinator. We've told you a bunch of examples. Dan Lanning, DC at Georgia, gets the Oregon gig. Kirby Smart, DC at Bama, gets the Georgia gig. Marcus Freeman, DC at Notre Dame head coach. Ryan Day, Ohio State offensive coordinator, Ohio State head coach. Sharon Moore, Michigan offensive coordinator, Michigan head coach. Go down the list. There's tons of examples, especially in this era. Dave Aranda, LSU defensive coordinator, Baylor head coach. There's tons of examples of guys that were coordinators at power programs that have gotten not just head coaching jobs, but major power conference head coaching opportunities. And Blake Baker will have that opportunity as well. There will be a Power 4 program that comes calling and will hire Blake Baker. But does he want to wait another year, 2 years, whatever it may be, being a defensive coordinator for that opportunity? Or is the opportunity to go coach at his alma mater the right opportunity at the right time? With Billy Napier no longer in play, the path would stand to reason is clear for Blake Baker to go be the Tulane head coach, assuming they offer him the job and he wants to take it. But Blake Baker's going to have to make this decision. What's his path to being a power head coach? Does he want to do it coaching his alma mater in the G6 in a really stable situation? Or does he want to stay at LSU and have a chance to win a national championship and springboard into a big-time Power 4 offer, just bypassing the G6? I can't answer that for Blake Baker. Blake Baker's going to have to answer that for himself. And my guess is he's going to have to make that decision probably in the next 48 hours or so. All right, it's after further review. We'll knock out a quick break. Mike Triplett's coming up in about 17 minutes from right now. We're brought to you by Our Lady of the Lake, championship health partner of LSU Athletics. Our friends over at Our Lady of the Lake welcome Coach Kiffin and his family to Baton Rouge and to the LSU community. And, of course, as Coach Kiffin gets started on pushing LSU football back toward championships, remember, Our Lady of the Lake is a championship health partner of LSU Athletics, not just caring for all the LSU student-athletes on the field, on the court, on the diamond, but also on campus. They have the LSU Student Health Center contract as well. And everyday champions like you and me, whatever specialized care it may be, cancer, stroke, heart health, pediatrics, trust me, we've used plenty of those. My own personal physician, Dr. Curtis Chastain, part of the Our Lady of the Lake Men's Health Group. That's where I go. It's my personal physician. It's part of the Our Lady of the Lake Men's Health Group. We take Drew to the Our Lady of the Lake Children's Hospital. Dr. Shaw is his neurologist. Amazing, very brilliant man. It's Our Lady of the Lake. You can learn more at OLOLRMC, as in Regional Medical Center, OLOLRMC.com/LSU, OLOLRMC.com/LSU. Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, together, we roar. Okay, it is after further review. Thursday shows are brought to you by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Let me knock out a break. I'll do the quick recap of today, the last 24 hours of National Signing Day and the early signing period. Of course, the Tigers signed 10 prospects on Wednesday, and a very big signature came in here on Thursday. And the Tigers also saw a little more flux. So what are we still expecting here in the next 24 hours before this early signing period expires? We'll get to that as we continue here. Mike Triplett in about 15 minutes on AFR.
After further review.
It's not too late, y'all. 51 degrees right now. Getting down to a low of 49 tonight. It's cold outside. You're cranking on that heater. I know you are. You got to. You can't freeze in your house, but you want to make sure you're safe. So call River City's 1 Hour Air. You see the big yellow vans and trucks all over town, driving through your neighborhood on the interstate, airline, highway, all over Baton Rouge. And so many of your friends and neighbors and I trust River City's 1 Hour Air because they do amazing work. You don't even have to take my word for it. I mean, I wish you would. But even if you don't want to, go read the Google reviews. They get more than double the amount of 5-star Google reviews of the next closest competitor because for 40 years, they've been doing exceptional work at a fair price and treating people great. That's a pretty good standard practice to stay in business for 4 decades. It's River City's 1 Hour Air. Get that pre-season heater safety check today. 752-0001, 752-0001, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and First American Bank and Trust bring you the Heart of the Game Award, recognizing student athletes who deliver when it counts. Nominate your game day standout at 1045ESPN.com by the 21st. We'll choose 5 male and 5 female finalists, and then it's up to the fans to vote for the winners. Each winner gets a $250 gift card, a custom award, and the spotlight they've earned. Presented by First American Bank and Trust, a banking tradition since 1910.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs, set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free, confidential help now.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. If you're battling an insurance company because of a wreck not your fault and they're not calling you back or being fair, whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555, or email Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. You have nothing to lose.
Hello, I'm Collins Meredith. If you've been injured on the job, you'll likely have a workers' compensation claim, but you may also have a tort claim, which opens up significant recovery rights not normally available for a work injury. If this is you, call us or come see us at Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates.
Attention diesel mechanics, River Parish Contractors has an immediate full-time opening with benefits. Valid licenses and TWIC card is required to apply. Call or text Big Jake today at 985-479-9858 or go to rpcontractors.com and click on Apply Now. Come be part of the team that values hard work, has a high standard of excellence, and delivers projects on time and safely. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
Most roofers just replace your shingles. At Pelican, we diagnose your roof, digging deep down to find the root cause of your roof symptoms. Now cough for me? Good. We don't ignore your roof's issues, we address them. Let's just take care of this right here, helping your roof to become the best version of itself. Interesting that you would say that. How does that make you feel?
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
Thomas up top left side, puts his head down, lob for Nwoko, and he'll tear down the rim. 42-31, Mike Nwoko with his second lob. Donkeys in double figures now with 10.
We just went on the road, and in the second half of a game, shot 9 of 34 from the floor, 26%, 1 of 11 from 3, 9%, and won the game. Amazing. Thought our guys showed incredible toughness and fight. Down 5, they're late, down 4 with a minute to go. DJ made 2 big-time plays. On the offensive end, we had 3 straight stops in the last minute to get it to overtime, and then just can't say enough about the way we came out and executed on both ends of the court in the extra 5-minute period.
LSU beats Boston College on the road. Matt McMahon there. It was a Chris Player on the call on the LSU Sports Radio Network before that. You know it did it. It was the Golds. It had to be the Golds.
Dude, they look so good, man.
Just wear them all the time.
They looked really, and they put that little teaser to announce it on Twitter, and I was just like, oh, this is going to look fire.
Just wear them all the time.
Yeah,
what
you should.
Do? You have something that looks really good, just wear it all the time. I mean, it's like, why wouldn't you? The purples are terrible. Throw them away. You want to wear white sometime, fine, but do like the Lakers. Just wear gold all the time. You want to bring out the whites sometime? Okay, throw the purples away. Don't ever do them, ever. Like, literally, I'd never want to see the purple basketball uniforms again. Just wear the golds and the whites sometimes. That's it. Done. You're welcome. You're welcome.
I don't really have a rebuttal to that. I like the whites, I think, a little bit more than you do, but yeah.
No, the whites are fine.
Okay.
But the purples are better. The golds are better.
Yeah.
Throw away the purples. They're gaudy. They're ugly. Get rid of them forever. Wear the golds. Break out the whites sometimes. And if you want to go alternate, do the script Louisiana State thing that they do.
Oh, yeah.
Throwbacks, which are sweet, which are fire. Work those in every now and again as an alternate. Good. Done. You're welcome. Basketball Tigers are still undefeated, man. 78-69 to beat Boston College in overtime. You heard Matt McMahon say it. It was an awful offensive half. It was an offensive half for LSU in that second half. But to keep winning, if you're like me, you're just really, really skeptical of trying to get on board with this basketball team because we saw what happened last year, 11-2 in the pre-conference, and they just face-planted whenever they got into to league play. The SEC not quite as good this year as the pre-conference is showing as a season ago, but LSU is 8-0. I do not believe they played a quad 1 or 2 opponent. Didn't Jimmy tell us that yesterday? I need to check the net, but forgive me, I haven't been totally locked into LSU basketball. But I don't think they played a quad 1 or 2 opponent yet. They do play number 19 Texas Tech in 3 days, so on Sunday. So that'll be a big test. It's Texas Tech, then SMU, Southeastern, Prairie View, Southern Miss, and then you're into conference play at the beginning of January. So Texas Tech will be a real good indicator of where this team is trending right now. And we'll get a sense. That's it. That's going to be, by the way, in Fort Worth at Dickies Arena at a neutral site. But we'll have a better idea. All right, it's after further review. Oh, one more. This was McMahon on facing adversity for the first time.
Well, this was big for us, Coach. This is the first real adversity we faced this season. Coming off the injury to Jalen Reed, being down 5 with a minute and a half to go on the road. And we'll have to get Kent Lowe, 38 years of experience. I don't know if this has ever happened before. In overtime, after the horrific shooting performance for the game, we didn't miss a shot. We were 100% from 2, 100% from 3, 100% at the free throw line. And they were 0 for 8 from the floor. So hence the reason we won by 9.
Awesome. All right. Sunday will be interesting. Most people watch NFL on Sunday, maybe glance at the basketball game. That'll be a really good indicator of just how much progress they made. If you're waiting to conference play, I don't blame you. All right, it's After Further Review. Thanks for hanging out with us here. We are brought to you by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, lmfj.com, lmfj.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. We're nearing Christmas. The holidays are upon us. Gents, if you're thinking of popping the question, make sure you get by Lee Michaels. It is not too late to go buy that beautiful diamond engagement ring. Or maybe you're just starting the process of looking. Maybe you're thinking about getting engaged. Go look at 1,000 different rings. Bring her with you. Try them on. See what she likes. They do an amazing job at Lee Michaels of creating the Lee Michaels experience. You walk in, they offer you something to drink, chocolates on a tray. They want you to feel like this is a special experience, because it is. And they're experts at it. They have been for 4 decades. lmfj.com. Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Lafayette, Shreveport, online at lmfj.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Okay, real quick. So signing day, this early signing period started on Wednesday. You know that. Tigers inked 10 prospects. Let me just give you a catch up on where everything is right now. So the Tigers inked 10 prospects of their 15 commitments on Wednesday. And there were 5 more prospects that we were waiting to see what would happen, plus Landon Duckworth, the South Carolina quarterback commit that all the national pundits had kind of predicted was going to flip to LSU. So here's what happened today. So we had the prospects that signed with LSU on Wednesday were Jabari Mack, Bryson Martinez, Corey Barber, the Ole Miss wide receiver commit who flipped, Braden Allen, the Oklahoma wide receiver who flipped, Dez Ellis, Isaiah Washington, Aiden Hall, J.C. Anderson, who's the Ole Miss flip, Ryan Miret, the offensive lineman flip, and then Haven Finney, the 4-star cornerback out of Los Angeles. By the way, I think Haven Finney signing is a really good indicator that Corey Raymond is going to stay on the staff. And a lot of people have asked about Corey and Frank, and I understand why. That is a really good indicator that Corey Raymond's going to be a part of LSU staff. I don't think that Haven Finney would have signed if Corey Raymond was not going to be on LSU staff. And Haven, remember we had Haven Sr. on the show whenever Haven Jr. committed. He's a reclass, early enrollee. And by the way, he's supposed to be here in time for the bowl practices. But I didn't know this. I just learned this today. Early enrollees can't participate in bowl practices. Like DJ Pickett did that a year ago. Remember? It's a new rule. Seriously, it's a new rule. I had a parent of a prospect who signed with LSU tell me that because I was asking that question. So, but in any event, so a good day yesterday. Richard Anderson did send in his paperwork today. What I was told from Bryce Brown, his coach at Edna Carr, that yesterday it was just a clerical issue. He signed or intended to sign. He made the announcement, signed the paper, was going to send it in, all that stuff. But with the change at GM, there was some clerical error that happened that prevented it from yesterday. Richard Anderson had a testing today at Edna Carr, and once his testing was over early afternoon, he sent in his paperwork. So it's official now. Richard Anderson is a member of the LSU program. Dylan Purter, the safety out of Alabama, signed with Florida today, and I was told that this was another prospect whose offer from the previous staff was not honored by the current staff. So they call it processing or purging. So there were 4 prospects that had been committed to LSU. Their scholarship offers were not honored by the current coaching staff, and Dylan Purter was one of them. And listen, he's a 4-star, top 200 prospect in the country, big physical safety. But this team of this coaching staff is doing their own evaluations, and they did not honor Dylan Purter. How good is Dylan Purter of a prospect? He's at Florida. It's not like he didn't sign with LSU and ended up at Southeastern. No disrespect, Paulie, but I was the first thing that came to mind because you're sitting right there. Sorry, Paulie. I mean, he's at Florida. So anyway, but it's the evaluation that this staff is doing. So as we look ahead, the players and prospects that are still yet to sign, that are committed and are unsigned, you've got Lamar Brown, who is the 5-star number 1 prospect in America. By the way, we had mentioned earlier in the show that Lamar was expected to sign on Friday. Lamar did text me since I've been on the air and says there is not a ceremony. There's not going to be a ceremony at U High tomorrow. So that is still very much up in the air. Again, that was a text I got from Lamar just a bit ago. So there is not going to be a ceremony at U High tomorrow. Up in the air as to what's going to happen with Lamar Brown. If we get anything else, we'll share it with you. But as of right now, that is still undetermined. Deuce Gerald's, the defensive lineman out of Georgia. There are a lot of schools pushing for him. Sam Spiegelman was with us and kind of gave us an update there. As I was told today, the expectation is he is going to sign with LSU. But again, until these are done, it's not done. Sam Spiegelman was with us, talked about Bryson Cooley, the offensive lineman. Looks like Alabama is in the lead there. And the other is Trenton Henderson, the edge out of Pensacola. The in-state schools there kind of pushing Florida, Miami, Florida State. So we'll see if Henderson ends up in this class as well. It's tough, especially with these defensive guys, not knowing who your coach is going to be on the defensive line. So tomorrow will be a very interesting day to see how this class might finish up with several of these announcements still to come. All right, it's after further review. Let me knock out a quick break. Thursday shows are presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. It's not just healthcare, it's healthcare for your lifestyle, and their nurses serve the entire state of Louisiana, and their Dallas office is coming soon. DecisionCriticalBR.com. All right, Mike Triplett next.
After further review.
You know, as we move toward 2026, if you're trying to find a way to make your business the most efficient it can be, maybe you're going through the budgeting process right now for 2026. Budget for the right people. And Glow Resources can help. You start with that phone call. Hey, why wait? A lot of people coast through the end of the year and like, we'll get to it in early 26. Why wait? Why waste the last month of the year? Let's start that process toward productivity so you can start 2026 with your most productive, most efficient operation. Glow Resources can help. What Glow Resources does is helps you find the best possible solution, permanent solution for that job that you have available. Struggling to find reliable people who meet the qualifications, either physical or competency for the job you need? Glow Resources can help. GLO, glowresources.com.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient. And you will have your pool in no time.
With all
all the delicious chicken finger options, it was an impossible decision.
How about a box combo? Good. Now what can I get for you?
No, I want a Caniac combo with extra cane sauce, no slaw, 2 extra toast, and a half sweet tea, half lemonade.
Celebrate the holidays with Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
In South Louisiana, you can always count on good people coming together to help our children.
At Dreams Come True, we grant wishes for Louisiana children with life-threatening illnesses. But to do this, we need funds.
That's why we're trying to raise $100,000 for Dreams Come True by giving away the Blessed Builder School.
Make your backyard's dream come true while helping our kids.
Just go to dreampoolla.com and you can find out how your $25 donation might help win you a Duplessis pool.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even...
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
Mike! Yeah?
New Orleans Saints coverage with some Mad Libs mixed in.
Why don't you just go by Mike?
It's time to talk black and gold with Mike Triplett of New Orleans Football. Presented by Benny's Car Wash. Family owned and operated since 1951.
Hey, Mike, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing really well, man. The Saints at Bucks, I don't know really where to start because I don't know what's interesting about this game. So
okay,
let me ask you, what do you think is interesting about this game?
I mean, it's Kyler Shuck every week for the rest of the season. I mean, we're not going to have a definitive answer on him. It's funny, this week all of a sudden he's getting a ton of love, it feels like, and a lot of like NFL analysts, former quarterbacks are doing the absolutely don't draft a quarterback, you found your guy, which kind of surprised me. I'm definitely not they've definitely found the guy. I'm definitely they might have found the guy, but I definitely need more information. So any chance we get to watch him play quarterback, you know, we're cramming for the test right now. So, you know, I'm eager to see it in these last 6 games, including maybe in the rain against the best remaining opponent on the schedule. So that's the main reason to watch down the stretch for me.
Mike, the Saints under Tyler Shuck have scored 10, 17, 10, 17. Help me understand you've definitely found your guy. I'm not saying it's your point of view.
It's not, yeah.
But you're right. But help me understand the point of view.
Yeah, I mean, it's people who tuned in for the second half of the game when it got interesting and the Saints were coming back. Probably did not watch all 60 minutes. He did look really good down the stretch of that game. I mean, very curiously, his best work has come in the 2-minute drill when they're behind, when he scrambles away from pressure in the pocket and makes something happen, scramble drills, off-schedule plays. You know, the indictment on Kellen Moore in this offense right now is they're not doing anything planned correctly. They're terrible in the first quarters. They're terrible with the first 15-play script. Their run game isn't very good. Their short yardage packages haven't been very good. But then he makes, you know, 3 or 4 throws that catch on like wildfire that are like, all right, I'd like to see more of that. So I think people are probably gravitating toward those throws. They're special throws. They're special moments. That touchdown pass was special. The almost touchdown pass to Chris Olave was a really good throw. And it's just it's something to get excited about. But obviously, nothing conclusive yet, and we need to see more.
Should I be excited about Devon Vele?
Well, finally, the answer is maybe.
Finally, maybe.
I can't believe it took so long to even see a glimpse. I mean, it was, when are we going to see a 4-catch game? And then we saw an 8-catch half. It all came at once. So really promising that, you know, it's good to know that this is what it can look like when it's working, when they get the ball to him. Again, a lot of the stuff he does really well is that scramble drill stuff, getting himself open over on the sideline, using that big body as a big target. So Thank goodness that didn't turn into the total bust that it was looking like, and I hope he can build off of it for sure. Because that's what we want to see from this team is guys who are going to be here for at least the next 3 years, looking like their arrow is pointing up.
We could say the same maybe about Jonas Sanker, but he's on the injury list now. Can you tell us anything about Sanker?
Yeah, I'm not positive. He's listed as a head, but not listed as a concussion. I don't know if that means he's not in the concussion protocol. We'll have to get more clarity on that tomorrow. Saw him in the locker room, but did not get clarity on exactly what he's dealing with. So hopefully minor, especially since it certainly looks like Justin Reed's not going to play this week. So they're already down one safety. You don't really want them to be down two safeties, but one to monitor tomorrow for sure.
Yeah, so Reed, I think we could all safely assume here is not going to be available this weekend. Let's say Sanker isn't as well. What do they do at safety?
Well, they've got Jordan Howden and Terrell Burgess, and actually they kind of split time filling in for Reed when he got hurt last week. So they would obviously just both play a full game's worth of snaps. Ugo Amadi could come in there and give you some snaps as a dime guy or a backup there, but at least two experienced options. Not necessarily what you want, but a position where they do have experienced former starters ready to step up.
Is there any reason, Mike Triplett's with us, New Orleans.football, presented by Benny's Car Wash. By the way, at Benny's Car Wash right now, purchase a $50 or more Benny's Car Wash gift card, and you get a free 1-month Benny's Best Plus Interior Club membership, bennyscarwash.com, bennyscarwash.com. Mike, is there any reason to believe that, aside from just it's the NFL and it's a division game, that the Saints could be competitive against Tampa?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what Tampa is right now for sure. They've been going through a slide. It seems like they're getting a little healthier. Baker Mayfield was playing through an injury. He looked better last week. Chris Godwin came back last week. Mike Evans might come back this week. Lucky Irving came back last week. So I think they're starting to get their act together, but they've been a little bit of a wonky team in recent weeks. So, it doesn't seem like, the kind of team they could never beat, but yeah, I mean, I'm certainly not going to pick the Saints to win. I think it's the toughest remaining game in their schedule. And I don't think the Saints are a team with their arrow pointing up right now.
Yeah. Do you think, Mike, and I don't know the extent of Talia injury, but do you think part of the reason they're not rushing to bring him back is just the fact that they're 2-10?
We haven't necessarily seen them operate that way yet this year. But, yeah, I mean, I think that would have to factor in. Okay. This is a new injury. He walked off the field with this injury at the end of last game. We talked to him in the locker room after the game last week. So, he wasn't carted off the field. He wasn't in an air cast. He wasn't in a boot. I don't know the full extent of it. It does not seem like long-term, but, we didn't see him on the practice field Wednesday or Thursday. That starts to get a little daunting that we think we're going to see him in this game.
What about offensively, aside from Tyler Shuck? We talked Devon Vele. Is there anyone else that you'd like to evaluate over these final 5 games?
Yeah, I mean, Kelvin Banks, obviously. I think he's the second most important asset on the team, any position outside of the quarterback position. So every time you can evaluate him, that's important. Devin Neal, obviously, you got a rookie playing the running back 1 role right now. What can he be in the future, and can he help be part of the equation to eventually replace Alvin Kamara? That's obviously interesting. Those are the 2 big ones as far as, everything I'm thinking is long-term. Obviously, Chris Olave and Jawan Johnson had their own career trajectories that it's important to see them get on the right side of. But, I definitely am looking at young guys and trying to figure out if they're going to be a part of what this team's going to be in 2027 and beyond is really the main focus for me these days.
Would you rather the Saints go on a 5-game winning streak and finish 7-10?
Yeah.
Or a 5-game losing streak and finish 2-17? Or 2-12?
I think the winning streak would be.
I'm so bad at math. 2-15.
2-15.
Dude, I'm so bad at math. golly, Mike, it's just awful.
Do you think, well, first of all, if they win their last 5 games, do you think the committee puts them in?
It's a strong finish because, how you play at the end of the season matters more than how you play at the beginning. So it would probably depend on what happens with the Conference USA Championship. But I think there's a pretty good shot as long as the defensive efficiency metrics start to improve.
And any chance they could get Lane Kiffin in January if they're a promising team and Chuck looks like the real deal?
If the money is right and if they have enough to spend in NIL. Yeah, I think that could work.
All right. No, look, I think in general, I actually think winning is better than getting the draft pick. If winning really means something. If winning means, holy cow, Tyler Shuck is the guy. They got one in the second round that's worth building around. Hey, Kellen Moore has figured some things out. Hey, Devon Bailey is a real deal. Kool-Aid McKinstry is a real deal. Kevin Beggs is a real deal. They've won 5 games. Then I think that is better than the high pick. The high pick becomes super important if you don't have a quarterback, because the only way to get, especially in this year's draft class, is probably to be the team picking first among quarterbacks. So it's kind of you can answer that question in 2 different ways. But if they were legitimately good enough to be winning half their games now because they got some things rolling and they have a nucleus of players and they have a coach who's figured some things out, I think that would be the best case scenario. If they just stumble into a couple of wins against Tennessee and the Jets and the Panthers and the Falcons and, they're not really playing that well, but they're getting wins, that's probably the worst case scenario of the 3.
He is Mike Triplett, New Orleans.football on Twitter at Mike Triplett, and our convos every Thursday are presented by Benny's Car Wash. Get your membership there at bennyscarwash.com. Give a gift card, bennyscarwash.com, bennyscarwash.com. We always appreciate it, Mike. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
All right, man. Be well. It is after further review. Hey, it rained today all day. Rained last night, too. Actually, I had a buddy call me this morning, texted me this morning, said, hey, all that rain, we got a roof leak. Can Parrish get in touch? So, naturally, sent a crew out there. But bottom line is, say it all the time, when it rains, or the way you figure out you got roof damage, one of 2 ways. Either you wait for it to rain and you get water in the house, or you let us come do a free, no-obligation roofing inspection. Great opportunity to let Parrish Construction and Roofing come help you with that free, no-obligation roofing inspection. Homepage of the website, we got a Kim Mulkey video right there. Good enough for Coach Mulkey, championship-winning coach. We can help you, too. ParrishBuilt.com, ParrishBuilt.com. Do business with someone you know. Parrish Construction and Roofing. It's ParrishBuilt.com, ParrishBuilt.com. All right, y'all, it's AFR. We're going to knock out our final break of the show. We always appreciate Blasia and the great team over at Decision Critical Concierge Nursing, our title sponsor of our Thursday shows all throughout the year. When I got a break, Jimmy will be here for Auto Locks, see what he's got for a little college basketball, a little Thursday night football, a smorgasbord of options to wager on tonight. Jimmy's next. It's AFR.
AFR.
Man, I am so happy to tell you every day about Derek Duplessis and our friends at Duplessis Builders. As a matter of fact, told you we have to do an NIL deal, high school NIL deal with Duplessis and 3 really premier LSU prospects over the summer. Duplessis did a high school NIL deal with Lamar Brown, Richard Anderson, and Bryson Martinez. Of course, Big Rich and Bryson have signed, waiting on Lamar Brown. Hope that happens tomorrow. But bottom line is, man, Derek is a great community partner, great dude. Also, LSU alum, loves the Tigers, and wants to help and support how he can. And I mentioned great community partner as well. Derek and Duplessis Builders stepped up as part of our 12 Days of Christmas with Parrish Construction and Roofing, donating $1,000 cash to 12 different families, matching what we did at Parrish. I'm telling you, he'll build you a beautiful pool that'll last, but also they're great community partners. Voted by Pool & Spa Magazine, the top 50 pool builder in America. It's DuplessisBuilders.net.
Trust isn't given. It's earned. On the field, I trust my team. For my healthcare, I trust the lake.
Our Lady of the Lake sports medicine experts know what it takes to improve performance and build champions at every level. That's why LSU chose Our Lady of the Lake as its championship health partner, trusting Louisiana's best medical team to care for our state's best athletes. From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
I trust the lake.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
In South Louisiana, you can always count on good people coming together to help our children.
At Dreams Come True, we grant wishes for Louisiana children with life-threatening illnesses. But to do this, we need funds.
That's why we're trying to raise $100,000 for Dreams Come True by giving away the Blessed Builder School.
Make your backyard's dream come true while helping our kids.
Just go to dreampoolla.com and you can find out how your $25 donation might help win you a Duplessis pool.
Flight by Yingling is raising the bar by crafting the next generation of light beer. With only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Flight by Yingling. Raise the bar.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith with Locke Meredith Sean Fagan & Associates. We take great pride in educating our clients about their rights. Whether you're injured at work or while you drive, call our office at 272-5555. Knowledge is power, and you should know your rights after an injury.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan of Locke Meredith Sean Fagan & Associates. When insurance companies have been unfair, we've never been afraid to go to trial.
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
Down the stretch we come, final segment here on a Thursday edition of AFR. We always appreciate Blasia and the great team over at Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Decisioncriticalbr.com. It's not just healthcare, it's healthcare for your lifestyle. All right, one thing left to do. Let's find out what we're betting on tonight. Time for Outer Locks.
Outer Locks.
All right, time to win some money.
Presented by Total Maintenance AC Repair. Same-day service means you will never sleep hot. 480-1000. We are Total Maintenance.
I think it's safe to say that I won the bet.
Yo, Otter, what up?
Well, no, we've had losing days all this week. So when you're in a rut, you know what you got to go to, huh?
You bet more on it. Let's go. All right. What does our guy, the Gucci, have for us?
The Gucci had Ottawa minus 130.
All right.
Ottawa. The Senators, the Los Angeles Kings, they're kind of a big favorite. What I'm going to do with them is I'm going to bet them in the puck line here instead of the money line.
Okay.
Bet plus money. And then I'm going to put a 3-team parlay together. He threw in the Isles as a little closer. Their shots, their dog. But a 3-team parlay, all money line, Ottawa, Kings, and Islanders pays plus 555 exactly.
All right, let's go. Inject that into my veins. All right, Ottawa. Let's got the Islanders. What time? Ottawa Senators and the Kings.
Los Angeles Kings.
There it is, the minus 218. Coming back at plus 555. Hell yeah. All right, I'm in. Let's do it. Let's get nuts with some freaking, what do we call it? Some puck. Let's go crazy with some puck. Puck it, Otter. Puck it. Let's do it.
It's puck weather. I mean, come on. I'm sure the canals will be freezing on the West Bank. We go, grow up with the hockey stick. Colucci loves walking around with his hockey stick to fend off the wild coyotes. But anyway, the coyote issue in Las Vegas. Let's get to tonight, and we're going to go with the Dallas Cowboys plus the 3.5. Dallas just playing better right now, certainly better than their overall form. They're hot. And maybe, just maybe, Jerry Jones might have got one of these moves right. So with Quentin Williams coming over, the defensive lineman from Green Bay, and then also Pickens, as long as he stays straight, and so far he has. We're going with the Dallas Cowboys plus 3.5. Put out a money line parlay out on the website. One thing, though, to keep in mind, though, St. Brown is active. So he was not even listed on the Moneyline Parlay when we put that out earlier today on Detroit. The Detroit plus the points, the under, and Jameson Williams to score a touchdown. So it's just something to take into consideration.
All right. Cowboys, the under, and Jameson Williams anytime TD. Are we sticking with that Moneyline Parlay or no? The same game parlay?
Yeah. We're gonna stay with it, but I thought that some of the targets would have to go to somebody else because St. Brown was out.
Yeah.
I might even put St. Brown in there. That's kind of interchangeable between Williams and St. Brown. I got to believe that they'll be going to him if he's going to go out there and try and play tonight.
All right. Tomorrow, Friday edition of Live at Lunch from Rufino.
Back to the standard time. Football Friday is done. So 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Rufino's. Light of the week.
All right, Otter. Good luck. Thank you.
I'm leaving Snow's yesterday because some guy, light of the week, he goes, I'm friends with Moscona. I'm in his club. So
who was it?
He said, I forget.
1 minute remaining.
Himself, but he said that he's in your business club, and sometimes he asks you ask him for picks. He goes, I only take them from Jimmy. I just get them from Jimmy.
My business club. I don't even know what that means. I'm not in a business club.
Some organization here. I don't know. It could be the PTA.
I'm not in any organizations. I work all the time. I don't have time for organizations. All right, Otter. Thank you. Good luck tonight. Here we go. Let's get crazy. Let's get nuts. Let's get nuts with all these puckin' plays from our guy, the Gucci. All right, it's going to do it for us here. Appreciate Otter. Thanks to Mike Triplett, who is here. Thanks to Sam Spiegelman. You missed anything, AFR On Demand presented by Breck Golf. Book your tee time at golf.breck.org, golf.breck.org. All right, we're getting out of here. Muse, Paulie, thanks. You'll have an awesome night. We'll see you for a Football Friday edition of AFR tomorrow at 3.
AFR.
As we get on down the road, love to remind you about our friends at First South Farm Credit, firstsouthland.com, firstsouthland.com. If you're thinking of buying land, your first call should always be to First South Farm Credit. Hey, maybe, shout out to our folks down in New Orleans. Maybe you're at that point in life, lived in the city, worked in the city, now you're married, family, growing, thinking, love the city, but probably love to maybe live that rural lifestyle, work in the city, have the best of both worlds. You want the city amenities, but the rural lifestyles. How about you go buy 100 acres in Tangipahoa, live on the North Shore, commute into the city every day? You could do that. First South Farm Credit can help make it happen. And they have an office in Amite. So how about you go meet with one of the loan officers there at First South Farm Credit and help make that a reality. Start having your family, you want to move to the North Shore, build that house there, buy your land. You can do it at First South Farm Credit. firstsouthland.com.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
Investing in a new roof doesn't have to be overwhelming. At Pelican Roofing, we offer 0 interest for 21 months because everyone deserves a safe, secure home. Trusted, local, affordable. Pelican Roofing, making quality roofing affordable for South Louisiana families.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
This menu is a masterpiece, delivers every time.
This is the worst party ever. Raising Cane's!
Let's go!
The party is saved!
Peter, Mr. Billingsley.
Celebrate the holidays with Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen